Hello, gentlemen. Is my own voice going to start whispering back into my ear again? No, it doesn't look like it. It does, in fact, seem as if I have, for a change, remembered not to leave a tab of my own video open. Refresh. Come on, YouTube Live Control Panel. You can do it. That's it. That's it. Good boy. Good boy. What do you mean late? I'm not late. It's literally only just gone 10 p.m. WTW. Excuse me. No, I am live. I am definitely live. Stop trying to gaslight me. Stop trying to gaslight me. Hello, Denner. He hates us. I do indeed hate you. I hate you very profoundly. You see, I'm basically powered by my hate. Hello, my beautiful VTuber daughter, who has definitely got her application to Variance Project in, hasn't she? I definitely don't need to chase you with a slipper to get you finished with that. Hopefully you will not dox yourself this time, and definitely don't show any of M's porn on your audition tape this time, okay? You're going to be a good girl. You're going to join a reputable corpo. You're going to make me money, okay? So that I can be, you know, you're an Asian, okay? Does that mean if I'm the parent of an Asian child, does that mean I get to like claim Asian privilege and be like, yes, daughter, now that you are making a productive living, you must care for your father in your old age, and I will move in with you, and you will pay for all my bills and take care of me because of like filial piety and all of that. 5 minutes before is on time is late. Look, I live in Ireland, okay? Do you have any idea how the Irish view punctuality? Punctuality is probably one of the most disgusting words you can ever use in front of an Irishman. You're going to a nursing... no, I will get thrown out of every nursing home, I guarantee you. Proctor, do you have a CO monitor in your shed? Why on earth would I have a CO monitor in my shed? I am not performing complex chemical reactions in my shed. There is no source of CO wait, CO monitor? Don't you mean a carbon monoxide monitor or whatever it is? Maybe it's called a different thing in Maryland or whatever. Did you like the timestamps, boss man? Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. Also, I just realized that my Discord is beeping at me because I haven't put the streamer mode. Allow me to just change that. There we go. Sorry, let me just respond to something I know. I'm just having fun. Well, I'm a little bit sleepy today because I was up very early this morning because I'm starting a new course. Yes, I'd said only 1 day a week, but it's pretty easy. CO, don't you mean carbon monoxide? Proctor, please. What? Yeah, but isn't that CO2? Maybe I'm losing my mind. I don't know. I'm not a chemistry guy. Could you raise your volume a bit, Chief? Okay, 1 second. My volume is now max, and it's reliably hitting the yellow point on my OBS noise thing. It's hitting the yellow bit on the noise thing in OBS, okay? Hopefully that is a very comprehensive explanation of how things are working. CO2 is carbon dioxide, di meaning two. Oh, yes, now I remember. Look, as I said, I was up quite early this morning, so I'm just a little bit sleepy. What happened yesterday with the forum? Did we run to space again? Yes, I am currently in the process of setting up external storage so that hopefully will not happen again. The problem is that The forum's hard data, as in the data that it has hard stored, is actually pretty stable. For example, on the cloud service, we actually didn't even... because I let the upload limits be quite generous, people spammed an awful lot of stuff on the forum during its first, like, year or so. And so we got up, we had 50 gigabytes of storage originally. We nearly filled that up very, very quickly. Then I put a very aggressive cap on the image upload size, and at the moment it's just 1 megabyte. In terms of like physical size, the server is not particularly large in terms of the data it's stored, but temporary files build up over time, and so every so often somebody has to go in and manually get rid of those, which are pretty useless, and that's what fills up the database. And I had gotten too distracted, and I had forgotten to do that or ask somebody else to do that for quite some time. I have been very, very busy. Very busy indeed. Now, the thing is, I kind of have to vague post about this. If you're on the Discord, if you're on the super special, ultra, mega, hyper, secret, definitely do not tell anybody it exists, it definitely doesn't exist, it's psyop, and I will literally have to send angry people around to beat your head in if you talk about it, channels on my Discord server. I did say about, what I've been doing a bit. Basically, there is a certain corporation that I have been rather obsessed with for the past few months, actually, on and off, whenever something has been happening with them. And recently, I actually finally penetrated through the horrifying haze of nonsense surrounding them, and I got myself an actual lead and some actual information that is valuable enough for me to consider accurate. And the problem is, I am now aware of the fact that the people involved in all of this, the people that are responsible for the nonsense going on, are very much vindictive assholes and are probably monitoring pretty much anywhere that talks about them. So I don't really want to talk about what I've learned in case it allows them to narrow down who is talking to me and be able to go after that person. I will just say this, and I mean this with absolute sincerity. If you ever learn that a Vtuber agency or corporation is being run from Singapore, don't join it. Just don't, okay? It doesn't matter how good the opportunity seems to be. It doesn't matter how good the contract seems to be. It doesn't matter how nice they are to you. Just don't, okay? Singaporeans are among the most demented people that I've found online. Like, no joke. I'm pretty certain that in terms of just miserable, wicked, disgusting individuals that view people as toys to mess around with and want to play real-life gacha with innocent women, you'll find plenty of them in Singapore, okay? We had the incident with Akio Air as well, where Akio Air's CEO wanted to make the talents his girlfriends and flew some of them, at least one of them, out to have like tea with his mother and stuff like that. Singapore is the only country that I've ever heard of that ever became independent voluntarily. They're also a nation of Karens. Yes, there is very much Karen behavior going on in the background, and also nice guy behavior. I really do hope that I am able to speak about this more openly soon. Akio was Taiwan, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there's something rotten in those countries. I would actually include Taiwan along with Singapore, because a lot of the stuff that I've heard about from Singapore also happens in Taiwan. It seems to be these very rich countries where people can get very powerful from connections and also I don't want to comment on it too much because I've said a bit too much spicy stuff about Asian cultures recently, and I don't want to come across as if I'm racist, okay? Because you're not allowed to do that on YouTube. But all I will say is that I do think that there's a population crisis in Asia right now. For a long time, I've been very worried about population crises, especially in the West, about declining birth rates, about the prospects of nations shrinking. After learning about the behavior of an awful lot of Asians, especially when it comes to treating women and business dealings, I no longer particularly care about decreasing births and population shrinkage in Asia. I think I will leave it at that. I'll leave my sayings like that. Let me just adjust myself heavily in my chair because I am quite stiff at the moment. Oh. Gigadramon 6, there's something about Chinese culture that seems to just encourage people to place no value whatsoever in human life. I do agree. You are cosplaying an indigenous man right now. This is not a cosplay, okay? This is not a cosplay. Proctor is very stiff ATM. I mean, that's the problem. I've been doing quite a lot of exercise recently and a lot of awkward bending and stretching because I was helping with some construction work 2 days ago, and it left the joints of my shoulders rather locked up for a while, which isn't pleasant. It doesn't help that the weather is very strange at the moment. September has gone very warm and very kind of soft. The Irish call it soft weather, where it's warm, but it's also kind of damp. There's little, soft, gentle, wet mists every so often. That's weird. Usually the awkward bending resolves the stiffness. Magdalenus Rex. It's Confucianism. Taiwan actually somehow did better at seeing people as more than objects due to the KMT being predominantly Christian. The mainland is even worse because communism. Oh yes, I have read a few books on all of that. Proctor is building his castle by himself. There was a video that I watched on YouTube a few days ago about a guy in Wales who literally built his own castle just out of stone. An ex-military guy who, to deal with his PTSD, just wanted to live away from society, and I do not blame him. And so he literally went up to the Welsh Highlands and started building himself a castle. And he got a load of support and assistance from the locals. Everybody loved him. Then, of course, the British, the council turned up and went, "Oi, you got a license for that castle, mate? You got a license for that castle? Oh, it seems like your paperwork for that castle ain't in order, mate. You gotta go and take it down. Yeah, you know that castle that you've built that the entire locals love? You know that castle? You know that place that you spent the last 15 years or so? Or 5 years or so, building, that place that the locals all love, that place that's a tourist, attraction, where you do yoga classes, which is an objective, massive benefit to the local herders who store their sheep in there during bad winter. Yeah, we have one complaint about it that's anonymous, so we've decided that you have to take all of it down, okay? Just take it all down. Just don't ask questions, okay? Dude should use it for its intended purpose and endure a siege. I do agree. There would be many things that I would say to council people who'd ask me to do that, which I will not repeat on stream because I'm a nice Christian boy who does not swear. It being Confucianism would explain Korea as well. Korea went super hard into Confucianism, even harder than China over the past few centuries, especially after World War II. Korean culture is another fascinating rabbit hole that I've seen. Nijisanji's having an incredible week. Nijisanji has really hit the headlines in a very bad way. Much deserved, as usual. There's the latest Nijisanji death, which is Kunai something or other. I don't even remember her name. She was that irrelevant and meaningless. She did something like just a few streams, and then she just kind of peaced out for I think her last major stream was in May or whatever. And that was, well, a long time ago. Then she just went on permanent hiatus pretty much, and now she's come back and said she's graduating. And I don't blame her, honestly. She was, I think, Sunny Explosion or a similar name in her PL. And people have been commenting that her PL avatar was fantastic. She had a incredibly unique and really beautiful model that she gave up to... Wait, was her name Kunai? I think so, maybe. I know that it was Kunai something, but again, I don't pay any bloody attention to the latest Nijisanji shenanigans, because, good grief, what else is there to say? What else is there to say? Like, Nijisanji at this point is like... Nijisanji is the rings of power of the VTuber world, okay? What can you say about it at this point that hasn't been said 1,000 times already? Are you going to say, oh, they disrespect their talents? Oh, are you going to say that they expand too fast? Are you going to say that, yeah, it's already been said. It's already been said. Niji is the DSP of VTuber corpos. Also, I never watched Mozumi before, so I didn't realize, holy shit, you're right, her model, especially the new one, is unreal. Yeah, I've got some tabs on her. I've got some tabs for that. We've got some tabs for that, bros. Nijisanji waiting until September 1st to announce Kunai's graduation to prevent one final entry in the month of fire. I do wonder, there was a rat a while ago about Nijisanji having staged graduations. And by staged, I mean... as in, if a bunch of people announce they want to graduate at the same time, then Nijisanji will force them to stay until, yeah, one per month. Exactly, one per month. Was it no, it was Hex Haywire. It was Hex Haywire that, staggered. Yes, staggered is a better word, I'm sorry. There's a graduation queue. Hex died last month and she died in September. Yes. That's a good analysis of it. Yeah, staggered. Staggered is a better word. I don't know why I said staged. Oh, as I said, I'm a little bit sleepier right now. I'll pick up as we go along. From what I've seen, Nijisanji found out there was a problem and acted within 48 hours, but this is Niji. How have they effed up? I think that it's basically that Nijisanji didn't vet this guy particularly well, and he was able to get away with an awful lot of stuff. And the argument basically goes that if he worked with them so extensively for so long, did they never notice that he was a gigantic creep? CBM, she did not even last a year because her contract renovation was probably like 2 months ago. Yeah. I mean, I just have so much sympathy for the Nijisanji people that are sticking around at this point. Not so much the older ones. Not so much the older ones. Like, as Magdalene Rex said, Rosemi, Victoria, and Scarl. They all, I hope they go on to better things. Same with Kunai, of course. I never watched her. I have no idea what she's like. But at the same time... I'm just like, girl, just get out. Just get on with your life. You'll be better for that. Several Nijis have said they put in their request for graduation massively in advance. Mr. said he called it at more or less the same time as that concert got the plug pulled on it. Yep, I can agree with that. That's a pretty good analysis too. They probably did and didn't care because Japan... Yes, Japan has a somewhat backwards view of things. Mind you, at the same time, we've got Me Too in the West as well, so... Yeah, there's pros and cons to either approach. Oh, darn me. I do apologize for the yawning. I will get better as time goes by. You'll have to forgive me. Hex said that he requested at the same time as the Selene drama was going on. Reading between the lines, it sounds like how Niji handled that. It sounds like how Niji handled that is what made him throw in the towel. Yes. Wasn't Hex Haywire the one that was kind of molding a little bit about the Playbuttons, where he was saying, you know, we could have asked, we could ask for them. People think that we're not allowed to have our Playbuttons, but like,
you know, if we wanted them, we definitely could ask for them. Like, we just don't ask, guys. Look, we just don't ask. Okay, we don't ask.
No, that wasn't Hex. Was that wasn't that okay? Was it Claude? Was it Claude Clawmark? This is how much I know about Nijisanji nowadays. Claude. Ah, yes, Claude Clawmark. I kind of thought it was. I apologize. I apologize to Hex Haywire then. I did not mean to associate him with Claude Clawmark. Part of Illyra's friends. I think the only Niji guy that I've ever been vaguely interested in was, like, the Drop Scythe guy. And that's because I watched that clip of him just destroying the pathetic femboy with the blue hair, whose name I can't even remember at this point. Just like that entire stream. I think it was Selene and Doppio just completely destroying the blue femboy, who I think is Milo or something now, or whatever. And how like the guy who is the blackest white dude that you've ever seen in your entire life. Kyo, yes, Kyo. Doppio seems like a good guy, yeah. Hex threw Zion under the bus by saying SA jokes are never okay because he got bad touched. I mean, male sexual abuse is not a laughing matter, but I'm sorry, I just can't shake. It's just completely instinctive. If you're a man and you manage to get sexually molested by a... If you're a man and you're molested by another man, then I can understand that, because that's a pretty horrible, traumatic thing. But if you're a man and you're sexually molested by a woman, I'm sorry, you're pathetic. You are pathetic. And you deserve to be mocked for it. Now, Quinn. Speaking of Hex, didn't he have some sort of truth he was supposed to do? I read about that on the forums. Apparently, that was basically just a nothing burger. He didn't really say anything of any kind of substance. And it was kind of a bait as well. He hinted it was the truth. I am speaking out against Nijisanji. And then it was like, he said something like, lol, I'm not going to do that. He turned the issue around towards him. It's not like Zion knew he had been essayed or targeted the joke at him. Yeah, honestly, even if you... I'd say that... Nah, I won't say that it's fair to target jokes towards men who have been essayed. That's a bit too much, but... And I just don't... I just think you shouldn't care. Unless you were a kid when you got diddled by a woman, then it's understandable. Yeah, that's acceptable. That's perfectly understandable. But if you're a grown man... and you're somehow so feeble that you get molested by a woman, yeah, that's not something that I'm gonna have a great amount of sympathy for. I'm not genetically programmed to have that level of sympathy in me. Or maybe after being drugged or something. Yeah, there's some nasty stuff that happens to people. Watched Hex for 5 minutes, he sounded like an idiot. But what if the woman was hot? We're not gonna go into that. I think he was young when it happened, but he also made SA jokes. You could get roofied by a Menhera, JS. Yeah, it's a possibility. You're sleeping and Gorlock the Devourer lays down on you. There's no way out. The strongest man on Earth couldn't move her Jabba-esque form of him. That would definitely be something worthy of trauma. If Sayu ever gives the green light, I'll care about the dude. I wasn't a fan of his to begin with, but he stabbed her in the back. So yeah, I think anybody who stabbed Zion in the back doesn't really deserve very much. More like he got roofied by Troon. I mean, they're not real women anyway. You realize it's not just about physical Sorry, I don't know why I mumbled there. Physical strength, coercive rape is also a thing. I mean, yeah, it can be, but... I don't know. I've just always felt as if... I just don't understand how you can be coerced like that. I suppose it's just because I just don't have that kind of personality that would be susceptible to that kind of thing. Like, I react to coercion by doubling down. The best way to convince me to do something is to try and coerce me into not doing it. He's a good church boy that believe hand-holding makes girls pregnant. Man that's of the forum afraid of women. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into a massive tangent about this, okay? Because we have so much to get through tonight. We have a massive amount of tabs to get through, and I'm only up to like, I still have 100 pages to go before I'm kept up with it. And the word trans comes from transition, just commit. I mean, yeah. The idea of identifying as trans is just in and itself a very stupid thing. But anyway, let's move on from this rather heavy and loaded topic onto a much lighter and more soft topic, which is suicide. Yes, let's talk about suicide for a while, ladies and gentlemen, because this instant has been sitting in my tabs for quite some time, and this was something that Super Duper managed to catch. Apparently, a VTuber tried to take her own life, but paramedics managed to save her. Comments are disabled. Apparently, the tweet got deleted right when I decided to archive it. Lucky me. Here's a screenshot for anyone too lazy to click the archive link. Suicide Super Duper on stream. The thing that merely tourists should attempt. Rie getting featured. I just can't get Rie off my forum, okay? I hate Rie. Well, I don't hate Rie, but I really dislike Rie, and Rie just keeps on showing up on my forum. It's really annoying. Feisty, ENVTuber. Hello, this is Feisty's friend. Feisty took her own life on late Saturday night. Thankfully, paramedics were able to bring her back to us. She is not doing well. She is still in the hospital, but will be entering a clinic after discharge. Here's a post that explains why the original was deleted. This is Feisty's friend again. Thank you for all the love for my friend, but I got overwhelmed with the rude comments. I flew over here to see her, and I have her phone, and yes, I know her passcode for her phone as she's told me it. Her card form reached a submission limit too. I thought I was doing the right thing informing her followers, since I know she's a content creator. I deleted the original post because I didn't want my friend to see hateful comments. The last thing I wanted for was for my friend to get her phone back. And this is all very weird, just a little bit strange. Wait, this is not the girl that went to Discord after trying to unalive herself in Tetris? I don't know, I don't think that's something that I read about. But there was some digging on this person, some quite interesting stuff got turned up. As FRZ says, or Frez, I don't know how to pronounce it, took her own life but she got better. Yeah, the wording on that tweet is super weird and super strange. I don't trust it. So Frez says, am I the only one who is super skeptical of these kind of tweets? Call me jaded, but if I kill myself, the last thing I'd do is send my account and password to my friends. There are also two-factor authentication and shit as well. Just imagine waking up after failing to do a flip and the first thing you tell your friends, please let my 5 viewers know I'm on break. Here is my account and password. Usually when people actually do this, we won't hear about it. Like when Doki did a flip, we didn't hear about her for weeks besides one hospital band picture. She only spilled the beans because of Nijisanji. At least when Mikiniko fakes it, her friend tweets it out of their own Twitter account. The 5 viewers thing wasn't a joke, by the way. This girl, I will give her credit for not being a VTweeter, streams about 10 hours a month to an average of 5 viewers on Twitch. And for some reason, she only streams Dead by Daylight and nothing else, not even just chatting. I remember a Google Doc. Huh. Okay, well, CBM, if you're in the Discord and you know where that Google Doc is, then I wouldn't mind taking a look. Is this Flipsy? No, Flipsy has not done a flip. As far as we know. Anyone who plays Dead by Daylight is wrong in the brain, so I can see why she'd do it. And then we have a Hanger here. Has Hanger actually said anything else on the forum? There's 5 messages, okay. I did a bit of digging back on this person because every single one of the posts on the original post was, I don't know this person, but I hope they get better. It just didn't pass the smell test with me. Looking back, this person has been through multiple changes over the years and only just became a VTuber on Twitch around March of this year and streamed under a different name on Kick and Twitch before. Engagement on her Twitter is next to nothing, it looks like. She turns off comments on her posts, has her real Instagram connected to her, plus a Reddit and Ko-fi where she posts pay pig fetish stuff, of course. On top of that, she posted back in April of this year she was in a car accident and was in hospital, and asked for donations to her Ko-Fi. No picture of the car was ever posted, and her Instagram had no mention of the accident at all. So there seems to be a trend of using some of those I have life problem stories to garner support, whether it's her car, or her dogs. My gut tells me this is 100% a grift. She might not get any lasting viewers, but she walked away with 300 plus new Twitter followers and 40 plus Twitch followers and probably a few donations. And as Frizz continues, the weirdest thing for me is the 260 effing hours on Dead by Daylight. The second most streamed category is Fall Guys for 15 hours. This is someone who streams 1 hour of Dead by Daylight every day for 260 days. Doesn't seem like she gives a feck about channel growth and getting more viewers. Actually, I have slight suspicion that her viewers are just her IRL friends because it is too consistent. There is no way this is a real streamer. By the way, did anyone watch the stream sound lazy? The game choice doesn't make sense for a woman. They want to yap, not play a random zombie game. I'm suspecting it might also be a troon, but I'm too lazy to check. Felicitations, Proctor Z and friends. I don't think anyone has ever called me Proctor Z before. That kind of has a weird thing. Being called Proctor Z just feels somehow unclean. I'm not sure I like that moniker. Religious for Dead by Daylight. From looking at their Reddit and other things, they seem to have an inability to commit to anything. They probably did have some shit happen to them, but they can't cope with them or commit to fixing their problems in a healthy way. Bad take from that dude. DBD is super popular with women. Why would DBD be super popular with women? Pronounce it proctors like it's what? Pronounce it proctors like it's plurals. Proctor Z? What? I am very confused. Proctor Z sounds like Proctor after a time skip. Proctor Z sounds like giant, almost naked, dangerous dudes. Oh, more than one Proctor. That's something the universe is not ready for. DBD is hugely popular with women because they goon for serial killers. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I remember Kiwi Farms has a couple of threads about women who simp for serial killers. I remember watching some videos on YouTube about it too, about women who sent messages to serial killers in jail and said things like, when you get out of jail or whatever, I want to be your first target. It's very strange. Proctor Z is after he's been in the expert chamber. Well, the game has Pinhead and Dracula now. I don't understand women. I have tried to understand women. I have failed to understand women. That's all that I can really say on the topic. Why have I got so many pings? Why is it every single time I go live, I immediately get 50,000 pings from everything? Why can't people just leave me alone? It says streamer mode is enabled. Why are people still sending me messages? I am going to go insane. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't. I've got to show this. This is technically in one of a streamer's quieter, more exclusive chats, but it's channels, but it's funny enough that I'm going to share it anyway.
Does this have any kind of identifying information as to who it is? No, but I'm going to share this anyway because it's just too funny. This is what my messages just were. This is not me, by the way. It's just a streamer has just commented in their in one of their more exclusive channels. They are very confused, and they are very confused because of this. DDLG Playground is now following you. Yeah, a VTuber that I watch has just been followed. Has just been randomly followed by DDLG Playground, the original cute and kinky lifestyle brand, proudly partnered with Official Throne. Add our kawaii gear to your wish lists. Oh my god, it's a cosplay. DDLG by Daylight. Oh dear, I'm probably gonna get Oh, I'm sorry, I just had to share that because that was so random. Oh, sometimes it is so nice to be. It is so. I lead a very interesting life. A very interesting life. Follow them, Proctor. No. DDGL is sorry, I always want to say DDGL for some reason. I don't know why. Little girl, by the way, for those who don't know. Yes. I want to Anne hero. I feel despoiled just knowing that exists. What you've never seen the weird ABDL stuff. I was first exposed to ABDL stuff on Kiwi Farms. That was an interesting revelation for me when I was considerably younger than I am now. Okay, but yes. Oh dear, sorry, I did have a drink of, have I got coffee left? Yes, I do. Oh. Alright, let us proceed to something different. Doki Doki Literature Group. Yeah, that's really funny how Doki Doki Literature Group has the same kind of thing. So, yes, we've had just a little bit of a roller coaster ride because we've gone from sexual assault to suicide to, Daddy Dom Little Girl. So, curious how all of the Discord people know the degenerate acronyms. Most of them are from Kiwi Farms, the place that studies degenerates, okay? It's not exactly surprising. The people, my audience is like 50-60% former people who were on Kiwi Farms or also happened to just read Kiwi Farms even if they didn't have an account to post in the VTuber thread. The vast majority of them are going to know about this degenerate stuff, okay, even in passing. I kind of miss old Kiwi Farms when there weren't so many people. There were lolcows out there to talk about, and so like the community the community watch threads were a lot more popular overall, and there was a whole bunch of nonsense about all this kind of stuff. Like the ABDL people had a thread, like the zoophilia people had threads, and so on. It used to just be more focused, TBH. What do you mean, it used to be? Zen Gunman, it's the Heisenberg principle of internet fetishes. The moment you imagine a kink and internet community centered around it suddenly appears. You know, that's... I want to make a joke about that, but honestly, I could believe that's true. Why are you not a femboy now? WTF, I don't like change, lol. I just kind of grew out of that model, and people kept yelling me about it, so I decided to just AI generate myself one that I thought was a tiny bit more fitting. I quite like this, actually. It is literally just an AI, and I'm pretty sure it's an AI that was trained on Fire Emblem characters, but I still quite like it. It's got a nice bit of sparkle to me. I like that it was actually able to produce a result with very wild hair that didn't also look massively effeminate. It's still somehow one of the better places on the internet. Yeah, it is. It is. I miss Portal of Evil. I actually don't know what Portal of Evil is, Porian. Am I going to be horrified by whatever enlightenment you bring up to it? Anyway, let me try and stay on topic and not tangent onto ABDL stuff. Although that was, yes, quite an interesting event that I will have in my mind for quite some time. Is there anything more about this suicide stuff? I don't really think so. Nope, not really. Oh, there's POV, you fell asleep in my lap. I do like Naressa. I do like Naressa a lot. I know an awful lot of people don't like Naressa. AI really does. Why did I say AI? Sorry, my brain got crossed there. But a lot of people don't seem to like Naressa, and I know that some people on my Discord are extremely passionate about her being the wrong hire, like somebody a cover should never have hired. But every time I see Narissa, I kind of like her energy a lot. I find that she's a very interesting. Well, she's not an interesting person. She's a very good background noise. I still think male Pecora will be in the CCV numbers. I mean, isn't that basically what Depressed Nosagi has done? All of Advent is perfect, to be honest. A lot of people are massive Shiori fans, but I have never been interested in Shiori whatsoever. I think she's lovely, very funny woman. Yeah, Narissa is very laid back. She's quite a laid back and very kind of down to earth streamer from what I've watched of her. I like her. She's very good background noise. I do like her, but she is an acquired taste. I like her model. Like, I think her model is fantastic. Every Holo member gets massive amounts of vitriol, comes with being popular. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, Portal of Evil was a link site specializing in weird websites, kind of proto-drama site in many ways, run by a Valve employee. Shiori is nice, but she is the weakest IMO. Shiori's appeal is that she is just quirky and say the things everyone thinks, but they have no... they think no Holo girl will say. I kind of understand. Shiori hard filters. I just have never been interested in Shiori. Mostly because I think that her voice does not sound appropriate to her model, honestly. Not that she has a bad voice, but I expected a much kind of... Her model gives me the impression of a much deeper kind of voice, whereas her voice is actually quite high-pitched and very girlish, and I just don't get that impression from her model in any way at all, and it just gives me a dissonance. Whereas Narissa's model is perfectly matched to her voice. Like, Narissa and her model were made for each other, quite literally. Very, very, very well selected, Narissa. Same with Bijo as well. She's perfectly selected for her model. Whereas Shiori just has a little bit of dissonance that I don't really like. Yeah, nothing against her. She's perfectly worthy of her spot, just not my thing at all. Whereas an awful lot of people on TVA became parasocially obsessed with her. Right, anyway, let me just organize my tabs a tiny bit. Have I covered this already? No, I don't think I have. But let's move on to another disaster that's happened that will very much affect poor Riku. Nosagi has a literal AGP model with tits included. Yeah. Is that YouTube has downsized their 100k and 1 million play buttons, which are now substantially smaller than what they were, which is... Riku will now have to accelerate his waves massively. We're going to expect at least another 6 or 7 At least another 6 or 7 Nijisanji waves within the next year or so, because Riku will now be unable to properly plate his yacht in these new, smaller play buttons. In fact, I like to think that Riku is the single-handedly the reason why that YouTube has decided to downsize its silver play buttons. They realized that the old play buttons were too large, and they were just giving Riku far more mileage than he ever deserved every time that he sent his talents a play button for him to steal. Now, honestly, that girly voice fits Shiori very well. You just never seen a real mentally ill woman. Excuse me, I know many mentally ill women, unfortunately. The people from the virtual asylum like the girl that looks like she escaped from an asylum color me shocked. Shiori sounds like a raver goth instead of a depression goth. It still works, I suppose. Her model doesn't match her voice. Yeah, it was pretty shocking when I saw her debut stream looking against her, but the first thing I thought of when I heard her, yep. I thought Nichi was going to wind up the English branch. I hope so, but I have a feeling they just won't care. I think they will allow the English branch to linger on without ever really doing anything for them. And they're just going to plod along as best they can with no real support. Because they kind of know, I would bet with their... Because the EN scene still has quite a few talents across multiple branches. And so, if they have those staggered graduations as well, then probably what they can do, if they only have one graduation a month, then they've still got months and months and months of talents to string out, okay? So they would have, 6 months, that's 6 talents. If they force all of the, low CCV dead weight to graduate first, and force the more popular talents to stick around until the end, then that's going to let them keep the meat, whatever is left of the meat of the branch, around a lot longer. EN will probably be merged before 2025. I don't really see it that way because they are still basically profitable. It's just not, well, nowhere near the juggernaut it used to be. Gigantron 6, the EN branch is probably going through the same as the ID branch. All but the bare minimum support has been withdrawn, and people will exodus from the company until they reach a certain level. Yep, that's pretty much my take on it as well. Either merge or keep it, it just makes themselves look good to investors. I think mid-2025, if they lose 4 or 5 more people. Continuation of Gigantron 6's original point, at which point the remaining talents will get folded into the core of the company. They have a staggering amount of graduations. Porian, please. Yeah, I think that it's just really depressing to look at what Nijisanji became, because Nijisanji is such a massive opportunity in every way, and they just botched it completely. It's very depressing. And it was just out of sheer bloody useless, pathetic greed. Helljeb, VTubing is massively profitable when you don't actually invest anything into projects. Lamau, yep. I agree. That's how an awful lot of corpos are going, and we're seeing that happen. I think that the next few months will be very nasty for the VTuber sphere overall. I have a strong feeling that Iron Project is going to implode pretty heavily in the next few months now that Kila is graduating. The only member in Kunai's gen that's doing well is the brown-noser Claude, who is part of Illyra's circle, and he knows JP. Yep. The Fujoshi bitch. Okay, then. Let's go back to what we were doing. Right, that's the play buttons. And let's just tank my CCV a bit by talking about everybody's favorite brown person. Oh, yes. Because Ivanito has popped up. For people that are somehow retarded enough to subscribe via mobile, please reconsider. Ivanito, Twitch is seriously killing their own app and absolutely destroying the potential careers that any small streamers had using it. I'm not saying to jump ship, but this is a clear sign that you should seriously seek revenue elsewhere if you're a smaller streamer. And I bring this up because it does have some relevancy to Twitch as well. A pause, N, Proctor, we've been over this. This ain't it, Chief. And this ties in with the shenanigans that Twitch has been doing recently, where it says, subs are an important way that your viewers support your channel. In order to keep pace with rising costs and local currency fluctuations, we're updating Tier 1 sub and gift sub prices on the Twitch iOS and Android mobile apps in over 40 countries. Starting October 1, the increased price for new subs is $7.99 USD in your country. And what I don't understand is, why is it only mobile? Wouldn't it make sense to do PC as well? Why is it only mobile? Stale, would there be any incentive for them, aka Nijisanji, to stay though? At this point, it's a sinking ship that has people's rep effed up. And any new livers that joined, they haven't gotten any corporate benefits. Look, the tragic reality is that VTubers are overwhelmingly young, inexperienced, introverted women who have taken to VTubing to fill certain holes in their life. They are not popular in real life, they do not have good social lives, they probably don't have particularly brilliant jobs, and the ones that go corpo tend to be the type who think to themselves, I would really like to turn streaming into my day job. I would like to be able to just stream, live the dream, and be able to do whatever I want as a streamer and not have to do a 9 to 5. And they look at a corporation as, oh, these people will support me, these people will, this will be the moderation that I need, it'll be the management that I need, it'll be the connections that I need to actually make money, to boost myself up from that streaming as a hobby to streaming as a career. And because they don't have much business sense, they really don't get that most corporations will not help you do that. A corporation, at this point, honestly, is something I would only encourage people to join if they think, if they think they can change the corporation from within, to be blunt. I remember listening to Lumi, that is Lemon Woman, on at VExpo, and she was talking about how much effort she had put into FaZe to basically push FaZe forward along with herself, and I consider that to be a pretty good standard to have. If you are not willing to join a corporation and actively try and push it forwards along with yourself, there's no point, really. There's no point. Unless you are getting a unicorn corporation that is somehow full of incredibly competent and talented people, a corporation is not going to be your ticket to success with less effort. A corporation is what you join when you want to put in more effort. Porian probably increasing on mobile only to compensate for Apple stealing an extra 30%. Why they'd screw over Android users, though, I guess maliciousness. Dazzle, because Google Play and App Store get a cut. That's also why YouTube Premium is more expensive on Apple. Who the hell would ever use Apple? I just don't get it. Most corporations aren't looking for diamonds in the rough, they're looking for established talents. Dokibird even commented on it. Yeah, of course. There's although we do have unknowns getting debuted into corporations on a semi-regular basis. Also, please give me 1 nanosecond. I need to fumble in my pocket for something. I brought a bunch of sweets with me to help me stave off. There we go. I apologize for the very, very, very noisy crinkling plastic, because I didn't take these out of their wrapper, because it's a bad idea to take sweets out of their wrapper in a country with very high humidity in the air. They tend to turn into treacle after a very short period of time. Allow me to stick this in my fat gob. What kind of sweets? Pretty generic ones. These are... I don't even know what kind of flavor these are. It's a generic kind of sweetness. It's not exactly... Hololive, Azahara. Hololive looks for talents that haven't been able to grow because they don't know how to market themselves, but they have the skills and personality to be a good streamer. Nijisanji used to be like that. Yes. Put it close to the mic. Come on, Proc, to learn the ropes. Can you even hear anything? Does that even... I don't think that even beeps my... Yeah, that doesn't... Oh yeah, that does make my OBS audio meter go, so somebody... That is awful, never do that again. Hard candy BJ stream. I mean, if if one of Kirsha's most famous clips can be her fish blowjob stream. Salome was Niji's last grasp at doing anything interesting / worthwhile. Does Salome even do anything nowadays? Because I know she popped right up and was immensely influential for about 3 weeks, and then everybody stopped talking about her. It's crazy how Suisei is one of the most outwardly ambitious and forward-looking talents in Hololive, but in her private life she's a total weirdo who talks to her dolls in public. Recording that to sell with your voice pack. Every single crunch. Vox to Zakuma, going for the Vox audience. I do not understand how a woman would in any way ever be aroused by the idea of of a man just making mouth noises at them. I mean, I can understand if they were like making mouth noises while performing a certain other act upon their significant other, shall we say, but not just in general. Mind you, I have no idea what women find hot. I mean, Kirsha apparently finds hands to be incredibly erotic, but, you know, I'm not somebody that has ever had a particular desire. I've never felt that little tingle run down my spine at the sight of somebody's hands. Salome just streams and has gone from 1.7 to 1.8 mil in the last year. Niji had lightning in a bottle and squandered it. Yes. Salome was only ever spoken about in EN circles because she was mogging Hololive. After she stopped getting ridiculous numbers, people stopped giving a shit. Yeah. Haven't you seen all the Twitter posts of women asking and wanting audios of men moaning? Why? Like, why? Why does a woman want to hear a man moaning? I want to hear a woman moaning, but I'm really not sure what she would get out of me moaning. I don't understand what you like about your RP sessions. What? I don't understand the context, Arclight. Yeah, they're pretending you're doing that act. Women are all degenerates. Oh. I hate the sound of just mouth noises, especially those that chew with their mouths open, because it's porn, duh. Women's taste in eroticism will never cease to kind of disturb me and worry me. Salami is a kind of Italian cured sausage. Anyway, let us continue with, yes. Because, Ivanito, I hope you're all really delighted. I hope you're all really delighted at the prospect of, because as of August the 22nd, or August the 17th, actually, so this is a bit late. This is how relevant Ivanito is, that it took something like 5 days to notice this on TVA. That Ivanito is now a Vtuber! Hooray! Proctor, you dork, there's an entire market of pornographic ASMR from men and women, Lamau. Yeah, I don't like ASMR. Delighted is not a word I would select for this news. Yes, he has but then his VTuber avatar is just so cute. Whoops. No, I didn't. I really hate it when Twitch does that. Oh, good grief. What the hell was that ringing? What? Are you joking? What is wrong with that foot rigging? Look at that. Look at that. That is horrible. Like his bones all stretch and deform and twist. Ugh. Ugh, that's actually really creepy. Oh. That is really creepy, the way his legs just kind of move like that. Dollar store gold bullet. The Killmonger haircut. His leg shrunk and moved to the right. Yeah, that's dreadful. Ah! It's even got the why is my CCV going up while I'm watching this? He even has that is a hideous tongue. Good grief. Let me look at the bit rate. 720. That's just a pink triangle. That's just an ugly pink triangle. It's some kind of rigging quirk. I don't know if it's intentional. I've seen it on other tubers. Like, people only have one hairstyle. Dazzle, you can't say that! Oh man. Oh man, talk about self-insert. I've seen this guy in real life. This guy was at V-Expo. Yeah, he doesn't look like that. He definitely does not look like that. The artist and rigger... The artist is Uzuhi. The rigger is Alyssa Can... Dude has the Killmonger haircut. Now, see, the problem here is... that is absolutely disgusting. Ugh. The tongue doesn't even have any detail. That is disgusting. It's just like a weird paper pink triangle sticks out of his mouth. Are you joking? Alice Nid is how I'd pronounce that. Thank you, Last of the Mohicans. I can say that half the world thinks I'm not white. Total rigor unemployment. Oh, we didn't pay a lot for it. Schlorp, 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 schlorp. It is possible the model didn't have a tongue and the rigger just made a simple one to add it because he wanted an expression with a tongue out. Why? I don't get it. I find it really... I really don't like it when VTuber models have tongues out. I mean, some of them are able to make it look really good, but very, very few. And what I don't like about this is that the eyes... Now, the problem with the dark skin on this kind of model is that when you have a light-skinned model, the lack of detail kind of naturally makes it look more homogeneous. I can't pronounce that word. Homogeneous. I always want to say homogeneous, but that's not how it's pronounced. However, when it's the dark skin on this very simple kind of design, it's like, look up here with the hair. You can see this very hard line, these very hard lines between the scalp and the hair. We got a handle on tongue tech over 2 years ago. We know how to do it right. Mozu tongue out is deadly. We'll get to that. Shading, you need good shading. Yeah, you need, when you're doing a dark-skinned model, you need to have much better shading control than you do with a light-skinned model, because the light-skinned model, literally in anime, one shade of color, and it's fine. Whereas with this, everything looks very blocky on this model, because, as I said before, there's such a horrible hard line between the hair and the skin of the scalp, and the face is just one weird block, whereas on a light-skinned model, only a tiny, tiny little adjustments would make it look far better. Whereas with this, I think that, yeah, Neoripo made the point. A cell shading would make this look 100 times better. I agree. Cell shading would actually be a very good design choice for something like this. But this thin line art style, it doesn't work at all. Sorry, it's just purely bad. This is bad. It's just bad. Oh dear. Maybe all the extra effort is the reason why people is why more people don't worry about dark skin models. Yeah, I think you can make I mean, look at, I think her name is like Sansin. Let me just look her up for a second. Yeah, Sansin VTuber. Oh yes, this is how you do. I mean, she's not actually dark skin, but she's more like very heavily tanned. But yeah, this character is how you do dark skin. It's actually not that much lighter than Ivanito's model here. Let's have a go. This is technically an AI generation, but it's still pretty accurate to her. This is a very, very attractive design, and you can tell that it's been designed with a lot more care and a lot more affection than Ivanito's model. The design elements are much more well integrated. Yeah, Momooko, Tomoe, Sara Nagare. I don't know who Yori Fro is. Dark skin, abs, scars, oh my. That's Sansin, yep. She is the... But yeah, she is a very, very good model. This is a really lovely model. Serena Maiko. Yeah, people in the chat are literally just saying there's a whole ton of VTubers with good models, and this isn't one of them. I don't understand why black VTubers, like actual black VTubers who are black IRL, keep getting models that just look pretty ugly. It's like with like Shizzy as well. His model is completely and disgustingly hideous. His model is one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen in the entirety of VTubing. Hideous beyond belief. An actual eyesore. I don't think Shizzy's model looks like something you'd see in Bubsy 3D. It's that disgusting. If you brought Bubsy 3D forwards into like 2024 and you made a Bubsy 3D with the same kind of style and the same kind of quality level but using 2024's tech, like Shizzy's model would be an enemy that you would butt stomp on in a Bubsy 3D game. He looks like an NFT. That's actually, yeah, he does look like an NFT. Charlotte X Bear is the one true black VTuber. Charlotte X Bear definitely has a very easy on the eyes model, shall we say? A very easy on the eyes model. I would, shall we say? Paco. Tomoe is half black. Her model actually matches her skin tone very well. Ah, I did not know that. Anyway, that's just a little tangent on the most wonderful kind of VTubers of all. Sorry, my sweetness is broken up in my mouth, so there's little bits of it all over my jaw. And of course, he had to get a Funko Pop version because he's definitely not a consumer. Like Ivanito, I think we all can agree that Ivanito has a very fleshed out and detailed personality, okay? He has many nuances to his persona. There is an awful lot to admire and appreciate about Ivanito. So we can, forgive him for this model that is a literal icon of consumerist shit. I'm curious, do you think he's gone far enough to fully emulate a Funko's quality? Like, could you imagine if he was real and you, like, took your thumb and you rubbed really hard on that face? Do you think that like a real Funko Pop, the brown would come off? Yes, many hours of forum posting about his character. An exemplar of the... Sorry, I can't actually read that properly. An exemplar of the death of God is what I call it. Yeah, I'd say a reason for God to come back because he just gets tired of this. If that's a real Funko Pop, it ought to go into the landfill. Now he still talks. I can't wait for the Google Doc. Honestly, Evanito is so milquetoast, I don't think that he'll even get a Google Doc on him. But I think that it's time to move on from this disgusting shell of consumerism that is, well, Evanito. Yeah. Lovely water, I adore you. To move on to the main event tonight, send the flood, Big G. Talking of the flood, this was something that I didn't really pay much attention to when it first happened because I don't really care all that much about big corporations, but when I was going back and reading about it, yeah, Holoplus was kind of a bit of a mess for a lot of very fun reasons. Allow me to preemptively open another suite. I apologize for the clicking. Is Holoplus open again? Is it more moderated now? I'm curious. I haven't heard anybody's talk about it for a little bit, or is it still shut down and everything? Because, yeah, they fixed it. Oh, that's a shame. We all knew this would happen. Remember Amino? I have no idea what Amino is. Even Coefficient has stronger opinions than Evanito. Seems super moderated now. Yes, because Holoplus was an app that was basically Twitter for HoloLive fans. And it's been around for a long time on Japanese in Japan. However, recently, this was on August the 22nd. How the hell was this posted on August the 21st, and yet it is August the 22nd in this tweet? Rare instance of something launching in a perfect state. Yes. So this was basically HoloLive Twitter. Time zone silly. Oh, that makes sense. And the moment this hit Western shores, people started to do shenanigans. And they very quickly realized that shenanigans... He's so smart. Yes, I am very smart. I have an extremely large brain. It is the only thing Brazilians can use now. Is this... Holoplus first day was great, yes. Shenanigans very quickly ensued because people realized that HoloLive is not particularly good at making sure their applications are well moderated. So they were using purely AI moderation. Or in some cases, no moderation whatsoever. And so, yes, shenanigans began to ensue. As Punished Anime Discusser said, "What's the app for? I think it's a painfully naive Japanese 2008 idea of giving HoloLive fans a gated, focused social media platform to talk about one thing, almost as quaint and outdated as a topical internet forum. Which, from a company standpoint, is incredibly retarded, because you want outside people to stumble onto those social media posts and get interested in your tubers, not for a bunch of retards who are already HoloLive Giga fans to talk to each other about HoloLive, but through Holo Twitter." It was for a few hours of the return of what the internet was like before everything became centralized and everything had to bend to the desires of advertisers. And then Dazzle with, like, I personally enjoy not seeing Brazilians on the internet. Magdalena's Rex, why does this feel like something internet historian would make a video about? It was hilarious. I loved Isis Miko. Yes, I asked for a bunch of stuff to talk about on my Discord about Holoplus, the stuff that went down, and yeah, I can't show any of that on stream because the stuff that I'm about to show you that was posted on the forum is the tip of the iceberg when it comes to stuff. Hello, Small Tank. Yes, as Kion said, the Holoplus app currently appears to be an unmoderated shitposter. Heaven, I've scrolled past so much porn. Image BB. Fuzzy but fluffy, fluffy but fuzzy. Bow bow Middle East. Oh, look, the Dark Enjoyer mentioned. We'll get to him later. I'll take Lord Miles' offer to get the BRs back and have Elon take the idiots. I discovered that the one that approves your post seems to be an AI, so you can bypass it pretty easy. Holy F, they are truly posting porn. Yes, I can't show the rest of that on stream. It truly has become VT light. I have a heartfelt story to tell. Inshallah, bow bow. And this post by Ooh, real story. Sometimes, when it's quiet, I sit on the shower floor. I have a pretty big shower and pretend I'm Rushia who has been wrapped. I'm a guy, IRL. I sit and hold my head in my hands, rocking it back and forth and sobbing quietly. Then I quickly splash some water over my face and wipe the imaginary mascara off my eyes until it runs down my cheeks. At this point, I'm usually fairly distraught. Next, I open my mouth and wash the imaginary smimine out. I make sure I gag and splutter. Sometimes I even put my fingers down my throat to make sure it's all gone. Yeah, I'm not going to read the second part of this. I'm not going to read the second part of this. Thanks, bro. Average Nico fam / fan dread. Add that to the voice prompt. Thanks, Proctor, sending it to Kirsch. She's probably watching my stream right now. I hope not. Oh, sorry, I just got a rather important DM. I just replied to that. I will ask for it. Thank you. After my stream. Oh, it looks like something spicy might be going down soon. Preemptively banned from Twitch now. Don't stop, Proctor. I'm almost there. You really want me to continue, do you? Well, I don't know. I haven't been receiving many donations on this stream recently. I don't think that you're paying me quite enough to read the second part of this. That's going to be at least $20, you know. I'm kidding, nobody will do that. Proctor DMs leaked live on stream, 100% real, no fake. The Google reviews for this app are pretty entertaining right now. Oh my god, there's so much prawn. Look at how it's categorized. Crony clockwise, counter crony clockwise. What is this? Fish with ... Come on, there are fish with ... only hawks with ... We got to go to the lake and dump this phone into the harbor. They can always trace it back. Meaning there's a certain amount of money that could make you read the most unhinged copy pasta. Gotcha. Bro, he just went from fem to petition to shut down Holostars. I hope Yagoo sees the light of day one day and shuts Holostars down so that budget money can go to Hololive and, you know, not be spent on a bunch of failures. Every like is one signature, absolutely based. The drama tuber to lewd ASM artist pipeline. $20 is $20. Hey, at least the holo content is accurately labeled on most websites out there. Oh god. The final stage is the most emotionally draining of the whole ordeal. Stand up, put my ass under the shower flow, then lean forward and begin to wash the rapist's imaginary coom out of my asshole and vagina. I just pretend, in parenthesis. I do this for quite a while to make sure it's all gone. Then I collapse on the floor again and just break down hysterically. Peterson, why did you go back to it? He paid me $20 to it. We need to get Evil Toaster in this up here. It's the safe shower. He's performing services. What is it you call it? Hey, look, donations to the site have not been particularly good recently, okay? I need to make money for this site somehow. You don't want me to do this? Donate on Buy Me a Coffee or on Stream Elements for something. Where's the third part? Oh yeah, I noticed that there's no actual third part. President Sakharov, a second copy pastor has hit Russia. He needs to feed the birds. I regret nothing. It's just the artwork section of the Steam page, not hard to find. It is September after all. Wait, some content creators still pretend they aren't selling themselves for entertainment. SMH my head. In before, I'm just absolutely terrified that the Fujoshis on the Discord will now say that was legitimately hot to listen to me read. She later went and got the hat in the... What? She later went and got the hat in the... What? You're joking. You're joking. Denna. Please no. Please don't say you found that hot. Please don't. I'm begging you, don't. Don't know Gura was in Spain. The appointed point. I swear. There's no Fujoshis in the Discord, right? Told you women love weird shit. Oh no. I'm gonna have a drink of water. This is my life now, for some reason. Why have I got two of those tabs open? Let's close that. More great stuff I found. If Proctor is reviewing happenings on VT, he should see all the Holoplus gold. I do not look at VT. Check out the start of Gura's second Enrico stream. She loves the pointy hat. I really wish Gura streamed more often. Wait, Saturn XP, I know that guy. Lamau, what? More great stuff. Oh yes, 2 nukes wasn't enough. How are we feeling on Drake? I know Fuwawa and Mokoko love Kendrick, but how does this affect our relationship with Drake, LMK? VT doesn't exist. What are you talking about, fellow chatter? At this point, the closest I get to VT is watching Parrot's videos. Oh yeah, Gura got the red pointy hat. She says it's to protect her massive brain. Now Fuana and Mume also have the same pointy hat. Oh no. Oh dear. If you dress like this and have a penis, DM me immediately. He's a certified unhinged shitposter, very funny, but 100% absolute brand risk and should never leave containment. Like me. Oh, and just as a bonus, this is the second sweet that just flew out of my hand. Oh dear, that was rather awkward. Please don't have gone onto any particularly dirty part of the floor. No, not like this.
Not like this. I need you. I need you to soothe my throat. I need you. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. There you are.
Oh, thank goodness. You landed on a fairly clean part of my floor. Ah. Mm. Mm. Mmm. Shed candy. It's different. You sound like Chris Chan doing a British Skeletor impression for a second. Look, evidence has shown that this will actually get me money, okay? Jim Sterling is taking over. Why did we watch this guy again? Probably severe brain damage. Proctor is resting the seagull. The candy is not bought. You need God, and I don't know which one. Oh, yes. Will mods ever be enforced here? Anyways, this one's my Kamiyoshi from EN. I 100% believe this was posted by the real Pippa. It's just a bit, I swear that's how they all start. Hey, I don't... Look, at least I'm not using the other model for this. Any more from Holoplus? Yes. There's quite a few here. I didn't notice when it was scrolled out. I thought this was just the regular briefcase guy. No, I didn't realize zoomed out that it was Coco. I didn't realize he was Kiryu Coco. This one definitely deserves. This one definitely deserves a lot. I love how it was Unicorn666 that posted this. I wonder if he's a Holostars fan. Yes, that one definitely earns the Proctor seal of approval. Ah. Oh dear, this is where it gets spicy. This is probably the spiciest one that I can actually show on stream. That's why I apologize if there's a small dog barking outside my shed. Niji's keep moving. This is a Hololive neighborhood. This is a classic. Yes, it is very much a classic. I like this one quite a lot. It tickles my funny brain. Oh yes, there's a lot. This is where we get into the spicy stuff. 20 years in the Nijetto. I actually like that Nijetto. Make Thrang shut up while you stream. What? Oh yes. Whoa. And then, of course. So, anyone feel like coughing up another $20? Oh god, not the Pregante one. The Gregnant. Very Gregnant. Please tell me there's one with the effing monkey meme. Yes, there was, actually. I passed it over earlier. Where was it? That's another pretty good one. Unfortunately, I think I've closed that particular tab. Or is it up here? Oh, yes, here it is. Don't let the sudden doxing and NSFW post distract you from the fact that Precora brought a fucking monkey. I mean, that's not too bad. I've already seen that one. Jill-kun. Picora needs some help. This is a wholesome post. The jar. It's made with real milk, gentlemen. I really feel embarrassed about saying that. And then there is the obligatory Shondo post. And after that, we go back to stop and cheese. Yes, milk and cheese. And, I mean, in fairness, that's not the most unwholesome thing ever. So, you know that somewhere there is a Saudi priest who spent thousands, I think you mean prince, who spent thousands on the Hollow Girl who is upset he doesn't have Bakura in a jar. I wonder what a mufti would think if he went into a Saudi prince's residency to, like, give him whatever the Muslim equivalent of communion or whatever is. And he just saw in a corner a picture of, no, not a picture, but a jar with the anime figures in it. You know, I only associate jars with Zelda's Full Heal Fairies. My mind may yet be saved. Don't worry. Watch this stream for long enough and your mind will most definitely not be saved. And of course we have the Shiori posting. We have the, I'm just saying, 6 million? It's kind of a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe 1 million is? But even then, maybe we should stop talking about this. It could be worse. It could be Jill-kun in the jar instead of Picora. I mean, a Saudi prince is the owner of SNK. Guy probably has Mai Shiranuri posters all over his $1 trillion goon cave. That's a lot of cookies. I agree, it is a lot of cookies. I love how it's... Wait, I just noticed it's Kanye West. Kanye West. I love how there's so many elements of these that you notice and you realize, yeah, that shit posting is not dead on the internet, fortunately. Holoplus is really versatile. First, you have filtered posts, take them off, and suddenly become NSFW. Or have girls wearing official outfits, take them off, and apparently no one gets banned. What on earth is making my... Sorry, my chair was making very strange noises right there. Oh, hello, Genesis Prism. Lovely of you to drop by. I love that shitposting is still a thing, to be honest. Yes, and I think that Holoplus... It's a shame that Holoplus is now... well, it's not dead, but it's back to being under the chains. Fortunately, we have quite a lot more to get through tonight. Of course, we have the 2 nukes posted by Little Boy. 2 nukes wasn't enough. Nuke Japan, nuke Japan, nuke Japan, nuke Japan, nuke Japan, nuke Japan, nuke Japan. Just note, I do not endorse nuking Japan. However, I will say that I think that the weebs won in the end. 2 nukes may not have been enough, but I also don't think that any number of nukes would have been sufficient. Neo Repo, I want to see them cover Springtime for Hitler. It's... I quite like this one. This is entertaining. It's Migobi, inshallah, not fuck you anymore. It's becoming Astagfiruria, brother. I don't know what that means. I probably said something extremely racist. Alhamdulillah. This isn't a real language. Please tell me it's not. Please tell me it's not a real language. Been pissy packing to go to NYC, but damn, the public launch is still wild. Anyways, she would unironically be mad to see this here. Has Pippa actually commented in any way about the Holoplus stuff? I don't watch Pippa any longer. I have far too many people. Proctor WTF. I don't think so. Oh, that's a shame. It'd be interesting to see her thoughts on it. Just a couple more tabs. And August 22nd, 2022, 2024. We have temporarily limited all user accounts on Holoplus. Please wait until Holoplus is back online. I think it was less than 24 hours until this happened, so... To be fair, Kiara seems so illiterate about history she might not even know that Hitler was Austrian. My experience with the Holoplus app. Download Holoplus app. Open Holoplus app. Sign up on Holoplus app. Greeted with image of Ina getting fucked up the ass. Close Holoplus app. Uninstall Holoplus app. And the security posts. Isn't it beautiful? Based. I can't think of her commenting on it publicly. I remember she wasn't happy with the mod dev about the HoloCure Pippa mod, getting into an argument with the actual HoloCure dev. I didn't see that, unfortunately. Missed step 5, a download pic of Ina getting after the ass. I hope that Holoplus has a long and successful presence on the internet, but at the same time, it saddens me that places like this don't exist any longer. The HoloCure dev was a retard, to be honest. I know nothing about HoloCure. I've never actually played HoloCure myself, so I probably should at some point, but I just never got into like Vampire Survivors or anything of its sort. Not really my kind of games. I prefer more narrative-driven games, but HoloCure, maybe I'll do some streams about it someday. You never know. But, oh, sorry, that's actually, oh, sorry, that just shows a different tab. We'll get to that later. But so far, we're actually going to continue talking about HoloLive just a little bit more. HoloCure is one of the best garlic lights, TVH. Don't, it's a bigger time sink than Factorio. Okay. What do you mean by garlic likes? I have no idea what you mean. But continuing on the HoloLive theme, does anybody remember Mori Calliope and the people who don't like her music? Because this individual is Brad Taste, our favorite music reviewer. I wonder how he's doing. Bruh, we all know you weren't joking about wanting 10k, but be so for real right now. I mean, if you insist, can you explain what actually made you think this was a good idea? Simple, if people like the content and want to help support me through being abused, they can contribute a small amount to help out. I said I'd need about 10k for a month. I said if people wanted to help, they could. I was asking for a mental health break from the community for me and my family in order to come back stronger. The 10k is not a stupid number, and anyone who says it lives in a one-bedroom apartment isolated from their family. Yeah, so Brad Taste, one of the guys who had a pretty major meltdown about Mori Calliope and her music, is having just a bit of a problem. I'll just speed this up because I'm not listening to 10 minutes of this guy whining.
I requested it to be deleted because I don't really stand by any of the fucking numbers, and it's all so reductive. Let me put it like this. I know I keep adjusting. I'll put it like this. Album of the Year is a great platform for people, and I think people should just keep using Album of the Year. It's wonderful. For me, with 20,000 followers, like way more than anybody else, everyone wanted me to just shut the fuck up all the time. And at some point, I'm just like, why am I doing this? I'm like, these people suck. They don't like me. They don't treat me well. They don't treat me like a human being. Why am I sticking around on this website giving numbers to albums, which isn't even making me enjoy the music more, by the way. It just makes me feel like I'm being watched all the time. The fact that I'm listening to an album and then giving it an immediate score, you know? It's like...
Oh yeah, I do have my Discord. What do you want? Sorry.
Ugh, it's terrible. They're just awful. That's the thing. I've been really standing up for some people and who turn out to like literally be the worst people ever. Like I'm literally being abused. No, that's the worst word I can use. Forget that. No, forget I said.
Why is he autistically stimming?
I'm being, let's just say, not seen. That's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. I need to be careful. I don't want to say manipulated. I haven't been seen for what I've been trying to do, which is trying to do good, you know? And by not being seen, it's making me feel crazy.
I love how the guy recording this is speeding him up because even he is annoyed at the way this guy rambles on. Oh my god, my numbers aren't enough. Shut the F up, buddy. He is tarded. I can tell already. He is very tarded. He's Jewish, 24, and a music reviewer. He doesn't have his tism in check. Yes. Maury derangement syndrome. Brad ruined his brain with drugs when he was younger, like Boss Man Jack.
Hey, wait a second. I don't want to be seen. This sucks. Fix aside. I'm dead with past 12 months of experience, severe derealization. Want to be comedy? Yeah, this is... look, I'll just say this. Want to be comedy? I don't know who the hell you are, but I'm just going to say, if I'm 24 and I'm finally coming back from my depersonalization that I've been going through for half a decade, you'll be fine. You are going to make it. I promise you there's light at the end of the tunnel. I genuinely thought there was nothing I could do. Does anyone know if Brad's taking legal action? I heard something about it. Here's the thing, all right? What they did sucked. They're probably never going to admit that it sucked, but I genuinely have nothing I want to go after them for. That's the thing that's the most shocking about this. Why would I go after them? The whole thing was the fact that I paid them back the money. It just took me a while to figure out how much and exactly to get it right so that I know what I'm sending, so I know what to put down in my books, you know? But I'm working and busy. I literally, I sent all the money, and it's still a problem. Like, this is somebody who... Whatever. I'm tired, man. Stop Ruko, use she, her pronouns. I'm mentioning so many people right now that I'm using they because in order to get my thoughts across, I need to not think about pronouns. I know it sounds inconsiderate, but that's quite literally I'm disabled and I need a little bit of an accommodation.
His brain is so melted he gave a positive review to a Mori album. Yeah, he was one of the people, for those asking who, this was one of the guys who had a massive spur out when Mori Calliope started singing rap and released rap albums and songs because she wasn't black and she was appropriating rap culture and all this kind of absolute gibberish and nonsense. And this was one of the guys that was at the very forefront of all of that backlash when people were just furious that people dared to like Mori's music when she was a horrible racist cultural appropriator, even though all of her music is J-rap. Yeah. Lo, I wish she makes more rap then. Yeah, Mori is someone who I have an immense amount of respect for because she's one of the rare women who obviously still feels a bit of an impact from the haters that she gets because she gets a whole load of hate. And, but she responds to it basically by dissing the people that are hating on her. And she does it well. She does it well. She is very good at getting under the skin of the people who despise her and making them just completely chimp out. And I massively respect that. It is a very rare woman who is able to receive sustained hatred from a group of people and to then be able to go, you know what, I'm going to make some content that is deliberately going to trigger your panties. That is going to get your panties in a massive twist, and you are going to pull them off and you're going to swing them around your head, because you know that I'm going to win, and there's nothing you can do about it. Angry Napoleon, how is she appropriating rap culture when she hasn't gotten shot or had a child out of wedlock? Maury is someone I would trust my... Sorry, I really hate how I would trust my back to. She is very loyal. Yeah, she wouldn't shoot you like a rap artist. Architect exposed. Yeah, I think that was one of the funniest parts of the month of fire, rather, in August, when she posted those images and it was like, oh no. There's some kind of, I think there's a guy on Kiwi Farms actually whose soul-defining personality trait is that he loathes and despises Mori Calliope with all of his heart and soul, and he got banned from the VTuber thread for just constantly anti-posting her in the most deranged manner possible. I imagine he's rot pockets. Rot pockets. And I really want to know if he's said anything in response to this. It's probably Brad in disguise. Oh yeah. Didn't people have this massive theory that Rot Pockets was Brad? That sounds like some V-tweeters. In fact, now that I think about it, I think I may have talked about Brad before. It's just that he is such a completely unmemorable and forgettable arsehole, and is so generic in his hatred of people like Mori that I may have actually purged him from my memory without even thinking about it. Mori would probably be better than most rappers at drive-by shootings. She probably would hold the pistol upright. That's what caused him to have his first meltdown, probably. My friend keeps posting his videos out of hate for her music, and God, the dude sounds like a big tard. Yes. Brad's thread on KF is pretty good. I didn't even know he had a thread on KF. Yeah, but anyway, I think I'll just skip ahead to this. How long is that? That's 3 minutes.
What is up, guys? Bradley here of Brad Taste in Music Enterprises. And I, of course, am talking to you about the most recent video, which I just removed off my channel, which was reacting to the new Mori Calliope album. I was very proud of this video. I thought it was fantastic. But I removed the video because the person in the video, let's just say, was really hurting my mental health and, like, viciously. So I figured no more. of that shit. So, yeah. It's a great video, but let me just put it like this. I need to stop making friends online. So, what's going to happen now is
He sounds zonked out of his mind.
But I love music. I just really hate that I am like super mentally ill, and and anyone has access to the ability to talk to me. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask help from you guys. Financial help, like actual financial help right now. You can add
Heljeb. Oh yeah, his Troon ex-current returned best friend is a massive Mori fan, but hates all other VTuber singers and pushes Brad into making Mori videos. Are you serious? Are you serious? That is amazing. Anyone has access to the ability to talk to me, turn off the screen 100%. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely hilarious. Are you joking? That is pathetic beyond words. The Troon goes by Peruko. It's all in the KF thread. Oh my, I think I might have a destination after this stream. I need to laugh at an idiot for my own mental health at the moment. Let me just read up for a second. Oh no. Haljeb, let me read up a bit. Also, if you haven't watched the Mori Diary stream, 1, it's the stream of the year easy. 2, it explains a lot about her brain. Rot Pocket. Oh, the Rot Pockets. Rot Pockets got outed for being a weird scat fetishist. Oh dear. I'm not surprised though. I am not surprised in any way at all.
super request things to the bottom. I can also link my PayPal. But
super request things to the... Good grief, this guy is zonked out of his mind.
Right now, I need enough money to support my family. And basically, I need enough money to last about a month, right? So in total, maybe about 10 grand. With my family and moving and closing off leases. Yeah. Like, that's like the minimum, right? What I'm doing right now is I'm figuring out a system with... and again, I don't want to name any people who I'm working with in case, like, because again, like, my name, people are just saying horrible shit. But working with good people.
Oh no, people are saying bad things about me on the internet after I said bad things about somebody who was incredibly popular and well-liked and didn't actually do anything wrong. How could this happen to me? How could this happen to me? It's awful! Not even DSP begs like this. He looks as if he's zoning out in the middle of begging. Like, this is something that he has so little mental focus that he is actually starting to zone out in the middle of begging for money to feed his family with. And definitely none of that 10K is ever going to go anywhere up his nose. There's no way that he's going to turn all of that into a fine snortable powder and just go... with it or anything like that. Definitely not.
And we're basically going to be making everything a lot cleaner. The live stream totally revamped just visually, so it's going to look a lot more professional. Chat is I plan on not interacting with any chat because honest to God, like, fuck that. I want to listen to music. I'm so fucking sick of anyone being able to talk to me. Like actually, just imagine that. Just imagine anyone in the world being able to say anything to you at any point, and you have to just sit there and accept that. Like,
yes, we call that the internet, you insufferable pile of human sponge. Yeah, just imagine that. Imagine being a live streamer, but there's no chat interaction. Yeah, guys, you don't exist. I'm sorry, guys. You have hurt my feelings, therefore you are not allowed to talk. Yeah, Small Tank, you're not allowed to talk. Lord Caradoc, you're not allowed to talk. Near Repo, you're not allowed to talk. Monarchical Foreigner, you're not allowed to talk. All of you could potentially hurt my feelings, so therefore, in my live chat, you are not allowed to talk. Alright? Okay, no live chatting. Do not live chat. 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 Do not live chat.
fuck that. So fuck that, okay? I want to listen to music, and I want to get paid so I can feed my family, so I can live a nice life, so I can make some friends. I mean, some wonderful people now who I care more about than any of this internet shit. Okay, so right now, let's focus on getting some music things done. I do need your help as a community. I do need financial help in order to.
I just can't believe the arrogance of this guy. Yeah, guys, you're not allowed to talk to me, all right? I don't want... Look, you are all filthy plebeians, all right? You don't deserve me. You don't deserve my amazing takes. You don't deserve the kind of person that I am. You are all involved in a conspiracy to destroy me. You are filth. You are scum. You are worthless people. You are worthless people, and you do not deserve my attention. You don't deserve the right to communicate with me, you filth. However, you should also pay me money. I just want to make that very clear. Like, you people, you're disgusting. I despise you. I despise your children. I despise your pets. I despise the houses that you live in. I despise the grass that is outside your houses. I hope all of you get eaten by angry killer frogs. But your money, on the other hand, I'm more than happy to take that. Please give me money. Think of my family. Think of my family, please. Last time someone asked to not acknowledge chat, they used it as an alibi to commit murder. Oh yeah, I remember that. I know you were talking about that. Angry killer frogs. Sorry, my brain just goes interesting places sometimes. Stop, you're going to make Dazzle orgasm again. I don't want to. Please no. Sorry, I was masturbating to Mozu again. Is he still on low budget, some lower test version of Anthony Fontaine? I don't know what that reference is. What do you mean, you people? You know what kind of people I mean, don't you?
To make it, all right? So I am asking, but what I am offering you, okay? You see that intro video, that beautiful intro video? I want to make stuff like that. You know, things that are expressive, things that are fun, that are like, this is what I have to offer. And I like, the best thing ever to me would be if someone could like pay me to make a video on a single song, and I could just spend the whole day filming and listening and like trying to think of just ways I could record things of like stuff that this song inspires me from. Can you imagine if like I could just like branch out, but I was able to like financially do that in a way that doesn't require me to be in front of a bunch of strangers all the time?
This is one of the saddest things I've seen in a very, very long time. That's just highly embarrassing. And yeah, I think somebody said it earlier that God has blessed Pink Woman Good with very, very stupid enemies. He meant Anthony Fantano, the needle drop. I have never heard of either of those people, I'm afraid. I don't think people understand just how ignorant I am in general of internet culture. But moving on, as Magdalena's Rex liaison in 10, get to Mozu so I can see the commentary on her. Yes, I think I will. In fact, it's ironic because this was literally the very next tab that I was going to go to. Let's abandon this quivering pile of human failure. Because Vdere has had a interesting week. Well, nearly 2 weeks. Because on the 22nd, they had an announcement to make, which got a few people interested, most definitely. It was reported on my forum almost immediately. Anthony Fantano is a /moo mascot and a massive bald femboy. Lisa hates him. Okay. Proctor lives under a rock. I do indeed live under a rock. It is a very comfortable rock. Mozu's tits are amazing. But unfortunately, they are amazing, and they are also full of delicious milk, because they are all pregnant. Like, all of Vdere has become pregnant. It's and as Cubanodun says, we just weren't able to save them. It was random. Randon was able to get to them in the end, and now they are all pregnant. And in the end, 24th, less than 2 days later, going to mute in 8 minutes due to Ami's cover, not at all because of your disparaging comments. Ave Caesar. So they announced this on the 24th, the Vdere announcement debut relay. Basically, now, I will say, I find this a little bit awkward because I'm not sure how many people really stuck around for the other outfit debuts, because I'm sorry, Mozu is the star of Videre. There's no questioning that. I know that Illyra has quite a few fans as well. I'd say Mozu and Illyra, and the other two I just don't really know anything about much. They don't really stand out to me all that much. Not that I think they're bad. They're just overshadowed very much by the insanity that is Mozumi Peachy. And that silhouette got quite a few people very, very happy. I didn't think her model would go that hard, but Awuga, I guess, Lamau, I guess the Milkman Orc. It's okay, Tenma killed him, so they're all single mothers looking for replacements now. When is Panko going to get her Imperator costume? Fishman hate. Are we lactation looping again? I remember on VT, there was that rather hilarious meme posted about somebody saying, I was born with lactation and breastfeeding fetishes, but I'm also lactose intolerant. Why does God hate me? I'm going out on a limb, but I must say Mozu is the Pippa of Videre. I would really love to see a Mozu and Pippa collab, or a Mozu and a Kirsha collab. I think that Mozu and Kirsha together talking about their lives would be fantastic. Numbers say otherwise. Remember, the forum is the magnifying glass, I suppose. Yeah, I think that I think that Videre as a whole is definitely one of the groups, technically agencies, that is very solid at the moment. All of them are solid. Like, don't get me wrong. Just because I don't watch any of them besides Mozu does not mean any of them are bad. There's no hangers on or everything, but but Mozu is most definitely the standout. Isn't Videre not a VTuber agency and more of a clique? They act a bit like an agency. They are pretty organized. They have their own branding and everything. And they're also doing second generation as well. So there are going to be more girls debuting into Videre as an agency. So yeah, I'd say you could fairly call them an agency. They're definitely more than a clique. Definitely more than a clique. There's no doubt about that. But of course, Suteki Rice, aka Mozu, was kind of brainworming about this a bit. I think my second outfit is shaping up to get less traction than my chibi model debut so far. I'm going to lose my mind, because she did debut a chibi model fairly recently, and it was a very, very cute little chibi model. And this is adorable because given the result of that stream, I put 8 months of grueling work into this and spent thousands of dollars. It's almost the equivalent time of a pregnancy, so I will be quite miffed if it's stillborn. It was not stillborn. It was not stillborn in any way at all. But of course, there was just a little bit of scuff. I'm waiting on the model to export. If it crashes, I'm so screwed. If it doesn't come through, I won't have a model to debut with. I started exporting a long while ago. It's taking extra long for some reason. I don't think it's going to export. You can't cancel export without crashing the program. I might have to show a broken version of the model, which of course prompted the post that I sent on my Twitter. God, do you hear me up there? You let Mozu have a nice outfit debut, or I'm going to riot. Which I think is perfectly reasonable. A perfectly normal, rational, and sensible way to deal with things. And if you'll give me just 1 second, because I have realized I don't have the proper tabs open. Give me half a second, and here we are. Nope, that was very clever of me. Because for those who have not actually experienced this, I feel like it's worth taking a moment to review exactly what she put on display for us. Make sure my ears aren't blown out. Because of all the reveals, this has 11,000 views. When the stream started, she had a couple of hundred CCV. By the midpoint of the stream, she was well over 1,000. She was several thousand. And so, here it is. Let me see. What's a good one?
I'm gonna zoom out for this. Okay, first, I think it goes in this order.
Most of you have already seen this, but yeah, I want to just point out the tail as well. The only thing that I found that, well, I won't say I didn't like about Mozu's original design, but simply that I thought was understated was the tail, because she's technically she's a maned wolf, but the thing is, her original tail in her model was more kind of a cat tail. I didn't get the impression that it was a wolf's tail, whereas I can safely say she has definitely improved upon the fluffiness of the tail. The milk tank has arrived. Oh yes, it most certainly has. It's not quite so visible there, but yes, we have we have this.
Hi, Mites. What? Wait, I gotta do it with the expression you like. Hold on. Like that. Hello. Very Roman. So this is like my casual outfit. And I think that was all the toggles. I think that was all of them. I think. I sped through them, I think. If I forget... Oh, my tail also goes up. I forgot.
Oh yes, the tail.
My tail can go up. I forgot about that. I can do that. Oh, wait! I did tell you they got bigger. I have to show you one more thing. I don't know if you... I kind of lied. They didn't actually get bigger. They just got more exposed. But, I hope this is sufficient. It's that Roman trickery, I tell you. Okay, I'm running very short on time.
Man, I wish Kira stops getting ghosted by artists. I mean, she doesn't, as far as I know, Kira is more of a thighs woman. She's not so into, like, gigantic badonka-donkas. Yes, Romulus cried. My daily quota thinking about the Roman Empire has been reached. I think that people will be thinking about the Roman Empire an awful lot more after this particular stream. Magdalena Rex, I'd invade and conquer Hibernia, Caledonia, and Germania Magna for her. As I said on Twitter, I have a sudden urge to begin conquest of new lands and build a strong and virile dynasty. Get to the breast expansion park. Don't worry, I definitely did. I most certainly did. Now then, let me look back at my tabs, because we will sadly have to migrate away from, yes, Maned Wolf Good, to have a look at some other miscellaneous things. There are some important things that I wanted to cover too. Augustus did nothing wrong. I don't know. I kind of am very sad that I could rant on about Roman history an awful lot. I'm now thinking about her Eastern and Western Roman empires. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeed. Oh yes. Yes. I really need to, Kirsha really needs to get more artists going. Well, she has, as far as I know, she has plenty of artists. It's just riggers that she has problems with. Total rigger death. You know how much calcium I can get from those things? Please do not make Mozumi Peachy lactation art. That would be a very nasty thing, and you definitely shouldn't do it. We are a clean and wholesome people in this particular community. We would not stoop to such disgusting levels at all. If only those dumbass Egyptians didn't kill Pompeii, who knows? AI can do that probably. Azahara, you keep your hands to yourself, okay? Keep your hands off the keyboard. Bye, Leotime. Bye, goodbye, Magdalena's Rex. There were a couple more things worth going over. Let me just see. Why do I have a tab here called Oh, that's why. That's why. I thought this was very cute. This was very sweet. Hey, Proctor, how about you become a rigger? I have considered getting into rigging for some time. This was very cute. This was from a V4 Mirai person, and I think this is worth highlighting because a frankly terrifying number of VTubers that I'm aware of have very bad relationships with their parents. There's too many to even name. I feel very sorry for the Filipino VTubers in our community because Asian parenting syndrome is real. I mean, look at the name of our Discord. Yes, it is. It is tragically true that the name of the Discord is a TVA where women go to find fathers, because that has very much been the case. It's kind of a meme that I am Denna's father. Well, actually, I think Denna has a reasonable interaction with her parents, but there is also others that we do provide support for a few rather unfortunate Filipinos. I have one now at least. God damn. But yeah, Serena Maiko said, "My dad just walked into my room, gave me a fancy box, and then said, 'Here.' I asked him what it was, and he said, 'Just open it.' I have never gotten just cause gifts before, so I was confused and asked again. He said, 'It's for when you're feeling down,' and then left. I opened the box, and this was inside. I ugly cried so hard, bro. Not only is it exactly my taste, but the fact that my parents were able to notice how much I've been struggling and go out of their way to get me a gift to remind me they love me and make me feel better was extremely moving. This is a new treasure. Also, yes, my walls are baby pink. Let's not act surprised." Can I actually read the full text of this? God damn it, I hate how this happens. There we go. Yes. "To my daughter, never forget that I love you more than you'll ever know. Don't ever lose sight of the wonderful person you are. Never give up on the beautiful dreams you have. Believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. When it's too hard to look back and you're too afraid to look ahead, look right beside you. I will always be there. You are my sunshine. I will always love you." Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. Yep, it is very, very good. I miss Rev. I think she'll be okay. I think she's going to make it. Rev is a strong woman. Unironically, she's endured a lot of stuff. I think she will manage to endure. And we will be there for her, most definitely. Most definitely. It really is a shame that somebody can find a community like this who's Rev. I'm talking about Empraise, like that's her VTuber name, like Revine Millith. Empraise on the Discord. What's her name right now at the moment? I forget. Oh, I can't look at people's names going in streamer mode. That's awkward. But yeah, she hasn't talked about it outside of the super secret private channels, but basically she's in a lot of problems right now. It's very unfortunate and unpleasant for her. But we've done what we can for her, and I've never seen her stream. She is trying to get into streams, but basically her real life circumstances are very bad and very awful and very awkward because she has Asian parenting syndrome, and her parents have completely absurd, unreasonable expectations of her. Oh yeah, Bird Satan and Avian Hitler. Yeah, that's her Discord name. That is her Discord name. She is a very based lady. We have successfully corrupted her. We have saved her from the Canadian hellhole that she lives in. She has not been absorbed by the social justice milieu that corrupts so many of her kind. We're a very good refuge, TVA, for based Canadians, basically. Based Canadian Filipino women who want to actually have a social life outside of the cringing mimsies that occupy Canada, who all act really nice to their faces and then are complete bastards behind their backs. But yeah, I thought this was a nice, sweet little thing to talk about, whereas, yeah, this thing is not, sweet or nice. TVA should rebrand to Shelter for Battered Virtual Women. You have no idea, you have absolutely no idea how many people have come to me and asked for support just because we're not as mean as other places. Why does this the active user has changed reload for latest version? Expect Shorzy, he gets the cage, except alcoholic women. Yeah, there's some exceptions. But this here, the Cringing Mimsies, was my favorite 80s indie punk band. Yeah, if anything, I have learned you need to gatekeep your VTuber communities pretty well, because, yeah, there's some scummy people out there who will try and take advantage of your hospitality. But I'm very glad that there are legitimately some VTubers who have found TVA to be a refuge for the rather nasty situations they've gotten into. Which I think is very heartwarming. Is very heartwarming indeed. Say whatever you want about TVA, but you aren't going to be lied to about what the users think of you. You won't go there to be treated nicely, only to find that everyone hates you behind your back. Yeah, interesting that on a place where you can speak freely, people are actually not as mean as on places where they must censor themselves. I mean, it's not so much they have to censor themselves. Look at a place like VT. The problem with places like VT is that everybody... You can have the same guy... You can have the same guy on VT just self-posting 1,000 times in a thread and manufacturing consensus. It happens all the time. There's the Hexa, when she went on her hiatus, the VT thread about Hexa is completely hilarious because it's a whole bunch of people, again, it could be the same person, all accusing each other of being TVA members saying bad things about Hexa. Or that they say that I'm posting in the thread, that I'm saying bad things about her, that, oh, this person is that person from TVA. And it's just like, this is what happens when you have a community of completely anonymous individuals who have no way of actually knowing who anybody else is in the same thread. People become insanely paranoid and distrustful, and they start inventing nonsense out of thin air. Like, I never post on VT. I've never even, well, I haven't ever been... Sorry, let me rephrase that properly. I use that thing called Waroso, or however you pronounce it, that like archives VT threads. That's basically the only way that I ever interact with VT in any capacity, is to read posts on Waroso. Okay? Waroso. Is to read posts on Waroso that members of my community have explicitly sent to me in some capacity. The same fagging on VT is extremely bad nowadays, yeah. And people have proven that it's very easy to bot on VT. So, or on any image board. Like, image boards have absolutely zero capacity to gatekeep things like AI bots or ChatGPT accounts or entries like that. And I see no reason to believe that even half the traffic on VT is organic. Anonymous image boards only work if the users aren't retarded, and we're all out of non-retarded people. I miss 8chan like you wouldn't believe. I never used, well, even knew 8chan. If you go on VT, you get to see a person have a full detailed conversation with themselves and sometimes even manage to gaslight themselves. Hearing Proctor pronouncing Japanese words is like watching the Hindenburg explode over humanity. Oh, dear. Dear. Look, I'm British, okay? Let's not loop on that. Dead internet theory, except instead of bots, it's just one guy yelling at himself. Yeah. It is a shame because so many VTubers still think that VT is somewhere worth talking about and worth going to. It's something that I tell every single VTuber that contacts me, please do not read VT. Please, I am begging you on bended knee. If you have to, if you absolutely must, tell somebody who is decently mentally stable in your community to look out for mentions of you on VT and have him decide what is worth your attention. Don't go there yourself. Because the moment anybody on VT thinks that you are reading stuff on VT, they are going to go out of their way to same post the most offensive and nasty things about you they possibly can, purely for the intention of damaging your mental health. And it's always been the case. It's always been the case. Tell your strongest schizo to anti you on VT to garner sympathy. I just don't care about VT. I don't know who any of those people are. There is no way for me to connect them to any other accounts or anything like that. So why would I care? Like, somebody on VT could be anybody. At least when I have a name and a face on a forum, or Discord or whatever, VTubers, I'll read VT for you, only $20 an hour, hit me up. True, like what happened to Enna Alouette, for example. Yep. Sayu said before she liked VT, but she has certainly flipped that opinion in the past few months. Yeah, it's stupid because Pippa said the same. I think Pippa said the same, where she said, oh, I like VT because it's raw, unfiltered opinions, but I completely disagree with that because you can't tell if VT is just same posting or if it's genuine. At least on a forum like TVA, there's that barrier of having an account, of having a barrier for entry. So you can't, if somebody tries to register multiple accounts on the same IP, I can see that and I can block them, and multiple people have tried that before. So that's not really so much of a problem. Pippa isn't known for being a good judge of anything. No, exactly. She isn't. But anyway, I think they think that 4chan is still the same as it was 10 years ago, yep. Being fully anonymous is the charm of the whole thing, but again, the user base needs to be genuine and arguing in good faith, but 4chan hasn't been good in a decade, I agree. Pippa said that after her 2 years of being Pippa, I don't know if she still has that opinion. The only way to know who is who on VT is if you are a very capable computer scientist. Yeah, Pippa said she no longer enjoys ego searching about herself. Are people really too retarded to use a VPN? Yes, they are. Very, very retarded. The contrast between the two is interesting to consider. But anyway, this is also... Let's get back on topic for a bit. Let's get through a few more tabs, please. Please, I'm begging you all. This is about Rakita, because Sven brought this up. The most interesting case of this, I'd say, is still Baldo, everyone calling him out on blocking this and denying the collab it would have been. And at that time, I understand why, but well, time has vindicated this decision here, because I believe this was a bit of nonsense about... because this ties into the Hexa nonsense as well, because one of the things that Hexa claimed was that FaZe had a secret blacklist of people that it refused to let certain people in its company collab with, which has never been able to be substantiated by anybody besides Hexa, which is, in my opinion, total nonsense. I do not believe Hexa has say anything. You should never believe information that Hexa comes up with. And the problem was that a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I believe this now. And it kind of pissed me off a bit. Because, yeah, she's the only source of it. And a whole bunch of people were like, oh, this makes sense because now this makes sense. And no. It irritates me when people are like this. And so Rakita was brought up. And as Unsayso Dragon said, Rakita's descent started to get noticed by the farmers around late 2022. I don't know when Fishman put his foot down for the collab, but considering Pippa collabed with Baldo's pet monkey in March of 2023, I assume Fish found out about how much Nose became a shit show, either through Rakita's own passive-aggressive streaming behavior around the January-February of that year, or even the farms. While I do commend Fishman for doing his research, he's not some Amaro sensing danger from nowhere, I like that reference, as the clues were already spread like arse cheeks at that point. I subscribe to the rat, and this is Electronic Elephant speaking. The reason Fishman blocked the collab was because Rakita was lazy and unprofessional when they were trying to set it up. This is all just a bunch of receipts about it too. He burned bridges with Lewis Rossman the same way. He was at the height of Rittenhouse fame at the time when so people assumed it was just a miscommunication. It's more likely Nick sent Lewis, I really like Lewis Rossman by the way, an email asking for an interview and didn't follow up on the multiple attempts by Lewis to set one up. Nick even did his classic, I'm sorry you have the wrong impression of me, please reach out to me so we can straighten this out gaslighting, which is very, very much in the line of Nick. There were rumors floating about at the time he got shot down that FaZe Connect didn't shoot down. That is very stupid, confusing sentencing. His inability to communicate in a timely manner on Nick's part that bordered on outright contempt or outright incompetence. These rumors seem much more plausible in hindsight. You look back at chat for a second. Rakita was a retard even before all this shit show. I quite agree. I think Hexa can be trusted as corroboration but not a primary source. No, don't trust Hexa. Hexa is a serial liar. I can confirm that without any level of doubt whatsoever. There is a lot of stuff about Hexa which I can't even say, because she has dirt on the people that she has backstabbed, and those people are afraid of speaking up because they are afraid that she will do nasty things to her, to them rather. And I believe her. I believe them. Hexer is a serial alcoholic. Yeah, you don't listen to a serial alcoholic who does things like drunkenly slur out secrets in a public VC for clout and attention. Just a bit about VT. They responded to an anon query about Mikoshi Taran's death more respectfully than a Redditor who used her suicide to calm a farm by a false essay claim. Good grief. Oh my, that's news to me. What is the TLDR on Hexa? Small Wife, are you on my Discord? I think you are. If somebody could send Small Wife a link to the basically what I called out Hexa on, then on the Discord, I would appreciate it, because I'm not going to go into it on stream very much because I don't want to give the stupid bitch attention. Rossman Love, although I don't watch him much anymore. I watch him fairly often. Sorry, one heck. I'm having a drink of water. Yeah, Lewis does great work. Yep, he is a very, very good streamer. I really wish that he would interact with VTubers occasionally, because that would be really cool. Send it to me since I didn't see it either. Yeah, small tank and small wife. We have two smalls. We have two smalls that both want info on Hexa. That's kind of entertaining. Small wife and small tank. I scroll down in the Discord and this is what I'm greeted with. Let me just put it on the main screen. Why? What is the context to this? What is the context to this? Moth, what is the context? I need context to this. What is the context of this? I'm just looking at the 5 pill bottles in the corner. That is why Kirsha's Hitachi exploded. She loaded it with 45 ACP. Do you need context? Yes, I need context urgently. I enjoy how Lewis Rossman seems to be bad one day from going postal. It seems to be one bad day from going postal at all times. I mean, Lewis Rossman very obviously is quite significantly autistic, and autistic in a very specific way. That's Bao? What? That's Bao? Let me have a look at this on Twitter. Turnip. Supplement, gun, what? Oh. What? I hope those are all supplements, because at 21 you shouldn't need so many pills. It's a... Oh no. What is this? A repo... Wait. Wait. So Bao the Whale reposted this? What? Trans flag about... that is not an actual... I mean, yeah, it looks like a plastic toy. LR has a very New York kind of autism. I agree. I am very confused by this, but Hojo-sama is Bao's Kuma alt. Wait, so Bao's Kuma alt reposted a trans person with a massive amount of pills with what looks like an M1911 sitting on top of a Hitachi with the caption "Tonight ends one way or another." I mean, I know that Bao is like horniness incarnate, but this is it looks plastic, but it's not that hard to get a gun finished in a way that makes it look plastic. Yeah, that's a bit worrying. Yeah, I really have no idea what to even say about this. I have no idea what to say about this. It's very kind of worrying to me a bit. You know, I'm not shocked she would do that, but without context, it's pretty insane. I mean, I think there is no level of context where this could make sense. Bao just likes a good joke. Don't think about it. You're overthinking. She saw it for a second and thought it was funny. She may have been horning posting without grasping the full context. I really hope that there is not a significant number of women that like the idea of this. Mind you, from what I know about women, they actually might. You know what? I hope they win. Yeah, this is one of those interesting things where, why is it? Why is it all the insane things always happen when I'm streaming? Women scare me. Yeah, they scare me too. Except Kirsche, who also arouses me. I'm scared and aroused of Kirsche, but I think you already know that. Let's move swiftly on. What else? What else do I have? There's a couple of things here that I think actually I will hold for Wednesday. There is a bunch of miscellaneous things that I think is worth going over. This was the one. Let me just open this. I think this is still up. Yes. The MSM talent scandal is something that has been bubbling away for a while. MSM Talent was an agency. I will try and say MSM and not MSN because I always want to say that. But MSM Talent was run by a guy called Seth, and at one point it was a very large talent agency. It had a vast number of VTubers, and some of those VTubers were very large. It also had cucks like Finster, the guy who gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to dress up as a woman by disgusting people. But a couple of months ago, MSM Talent had a massive scandal in that they were called incompetent, basically, and a lot of Anons on VT claimed that they were not registered as a business properly. And Seth, as their creator and CEO, was like, nah, fam, it's not real, don't listen to them. But a couple of weeks ago, MSM Talent had a mass exodus event. Basically, 90% at least of their talents all left, and it's quite possible the remaining ones left as well. It's just that they... Sorry, somebody's distracted me with a ping. It's just that they have hidden their talent list now so that you don't even know who stays with them. The fact that they buckled that quick means it was pretty much true. I do think there was some nasty stuff going on, definitely. It's just that we don't really have absolute proof. Ban Seth from the forums. That's not the actual Seth. But it's quite interesting that Grimmy has now come out with a much more detailed explanation of what at least she sees as the problem. Now, I will say that Grimmy is an absolute sweetheart. She is a complete darling. And it's obvious that she is a very, very non-confrontational person. So I am going to say Grimmy is the kind of person who would not throw stones even if she had plenty of them lying to hand. She is the kind of woman who would try and pepper over the cracks and have people live and let live, which I don't blame her for, okay? Her not being ready to dive straight into the drama mosh pit is perfectly okay. Nothing wrong with that. So, but I do think that she's not telling the whole truth here just because the whole truth would be a bit nastier. But from her perspective, I will read out what she said. Hey guys, just to say again, I don't dislike MSM or Novel. Novel is a shipping company of some sort. I just wanted Novel to send me the hot sauce I owned and express remorse over getting my hopes up for discussing something in front of me that never happened. They didn't and have no intention to say sorry, and that's fine. See, again, a very, very passive way of dealing with things. They were behaving in a way that was upsetting me, and I had been putting up with the same treatment regarding the hot sauce for a year with MSM. That's the end of it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Please support Novel. Again, I don't agree with this at all. One bad interaction with someone like me, who was already extremely stressed out, shouldn't dictate how you view that company. I disagree. I do honestly disagree. I'm very hurt and angry, but I've done a tremendous amount of work for the indie VTuber scene and worked hard to get where they are. I imagine, like any company, they're probably facing their own troubles and hardships in life. They've been supportive to a lot of my friends, and I hope everyone there can continue doing what they love. Things are rarely black and white. I've shared my perspective, but in their case, I'm sure they're doing their best, and very busy people who have shown everyone all the care and consideration they could. Now back to horror games and chilling out again. Please be supportive and treat them with respect. No weird feelings. No, but I heard they, etc. Please be respectful and kind. How about F novel? Grimmy is also fucked up mentally, and it's better for her not to pick fights and make herself vulnerable. Sick to see them holding her hot sauce hostage and forcing her to do PR for them like this. Yeah. No one likes to be involved in drama at the end of the day. I mean, I quite enjoy drama, but it doesn't bring out the nicest thing about me. Murray, I see what you post on the Discord. It's not vague posting. I've been I've been pretty damn explicit about it. But, yeah, I think that Grimmy definitely deserves to get a win out of this. It's really tragic that she's willing to let these people walk all over her, but I also completely understand why she doesn't want to hold their feet to the fire. I mean, I think she literally has a brain tumor. I think she's the VTuber that said she had a brain tumor. If I'm wrong, please yell at me. But, yeah, she does not have the best health or the best mental health. And that's unfortunately a reality in the VTuber industry. A lot of VTubers allow themselves to be stepped on by companies just because they don't have the personal resources. They effed up and didn't apologize, but don't blame them for it. Okay, now, yeah, I think that Novel completely deserves to have massive backlash on this. Anybody who... I'd say this. If anybody knows any VTuber, has any contacts with a VTuber who has contacts with Novel... yeah, I'd advise them to not stay with that company, given what they've done. I can believe that MSM talent was stupid and bad, but not necessarily malicious. Incompetent rather than malicious, whereas Novell, they seem to be pretty damn malicious. And as Moth said on my Discord, the Novel Horizon situation is weird. From what I understand, they bailed her out when Seth dumped the debt of Saucy Biz on her. This gave them some kind of ownership over the remaining source, which I don't know what they would do with anyway, since they make shit like model figures. I don't really know anything about that. It's a cyst on her brain, I believe. Apologizing is also free. They effed up and didn't... I already read that. I think the MSM talent scandal is pretty fascinating, but it doesn't seem as if anybody is willing to talk about it, really, and I don't really care about it. Korean getting real tired of seeing these women constantly pulling water for these companies that F them over. Yeah. 1 second, let me just reply to this on the Discord. Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the conversation that has sparked in the Discord around all this. Let me just let things update for a second. What else is there on the tab zone? Let me just close out of this because I've already covered it. No, go away. Why is that archive? I guess. No, I don't need that. Ah, yes, this was security. I'd like to thank security for, because last time I did one of these streams, is this timestamped? No, it's not. Oh dear, sorry. Just a second. Ow. Ugh. My apologies, I just swallowed saliva and it went down the wrong way. That was very clever of me. Parents need to start teaching their daughters to have a backbone again. They absolutely do. So last time I did a TVA in review, I think I made a comment about, yeah, basically I mentioned 22 ammunition, or .22, and I kind of got into a bit of a kind of autistic fit over firearm designations, and security has been polite enough to quote this and do a little bit of an explanation. Hi, Proctor. Arizonian gun nerd here. Yeah, ammo naming conventions make no sense. I was thinking, if you're doing metric, you say the individual numbers. If you're doing caliber, you say the whole thing. But that's actually still partially wrong. Maybe a general rule? So, for example, when we talk about .22 long rifle cartridge, people will just say 22. 0.45 ACP is 45. 0.38 special is 38 special. This applies to also things like 0.32 ACP and 0.25 ACP. However, when talking about .357 Magnum, we'll say 357 Magnum and not 357 Magnum. With .300 Blackout, we'll say 300 Blackout. I'm using the different designations just to illustrate the differences, by the way. With a .410, we'll say 410. With a .380, we'll say 380. So you might be thinking, okay, if there are two digits, we say it normally. If there are 3 digits, we single out the first digit and say the rest normally, unless they're all zeros, right? Well, we then have the case of the non-military version of the 5.56 NATO cartridge, which is the .223, which we say 223. You also have the case of the non-military version of the 7.62 NATO cartridge, the .308, which we say 308. Yeah, see, this is the thing. These are the examples as that I applied to the rule, okay? Then you also have the case of the .30-06 cartridge, which we say 30-06. I mean, I think that's a British cartridge, and it's the British that invented the term 30-06, but I'm not sure. So all the calibers seem to have a general rule with some exceptions. What about metric? There it seems a lot more standardized, but certain naming conventions are applied depending on bullet diameter or case length. So for the 5.56 NATO, we'll say 556. However, the 5.55 the 556 NATO's full name is the 5.56x 45mm NATO. Here we say 556 by 45. With the standard AK round, which is 7.62 x 39, we say 762 by 39. This would be another way to separate it from the 7.62 NATO round, which we could say 762 NATO, or we could say 762 by 51, as the case length is 51mm. The common 9mm parabellum round is usually just called a 9, or a 9mm. However, its full designation is 9x 19mm parabellum, which you would say as 9 by 19 parabellum, or simply just 9 by 19. There are other cases, like the Russian 7.62 x 54 MMR round, which is an old full-powered rimmed, that's what the R is for, cartridge, rimmed but not rimmed fired, a notable difference, still in use today. People will simply call it the 54 rimmed. It's not X, it's times. Sorry, I stopped listening at some point. Can you start over? No. Gigadramon 6, 556 NATO, and 762 NATO are actually derived from 22 Remington and 308 Winchester, so it's more accurate to call the NATO designations the military variations. Okay. There are quite possibly other exceptions, and there's a whole lot of other cartridges out there. A general rule is that if the round is described in metric, you'll likely say each number of the bullet diameter individually until you get to the teens that are not in the decimal places. Then you'll say 10mm or 11mm or 20mm. If it's in caliber, you'll likely say it as a whole if it's 2 digits. If it's 3 digits, you'll likely say the first digit individually with the next 2 together, unless there's a 0 after the first digit, and if it's just 2 zeros, you'll say it from the hundreds altogether. Something like the .223. 223 is an oddity. Hope this helps to further break your mind. Understandable. Gun autism is a special kind of autism. I agree. I think it's kind of funny that I remember watching some history videos about the U.S. Air Force, and like during World War II and the early Cold War, the U.S. Navy, Air Force, and the Naval Air Arm, the Air Force, they all had different incredibly complicated designations for their planes, and the military eventually just went, oh my god, this is completely ridiculous. We are going to completely scrap all the old aircraft designations and create new ones, because this is just too awkward to keep track of, and it's taking up too much paperwork to say all these long, complicated strings of serial numbers and designations. Army Air Corps, thank you. Yeah, there's only some vague rules for how to say them, but there's no real rhyme or reason. The thing is that if you get it wrong, or somebody thinks that you get it wrong, they will jump down your throat, and they will throw the book at you, and they will yell at you for like 50 minutes straight about how you've disgraced your ancestors and everything for not saying it right. F for fighter, B for bomber. Let me just look back at the Discord for 2 seconds. That's right, Bombardment. No, 2x4 is how you describe lumber. It's a description of volume, so 9x19 is correct. You don't say 2 times 4 when you want a 2x4. And yet the ironic thing is that there's dozens of different variations of 2x4. 2x4 is also an arbitrary designation of a kind of lumber, not exact dimensions of lumber. You can get 2x4 in multiple different units of measurement. Bruh, 90% of what gun people do is argue about technicalities. That's nothing special. That is just a Tuesday for you, though, Proctor, but it's Monday. Sorry, I need to cough for a second again. I'll just mute myself. Oh dear. Guys, I may actually be dying. Sorry, my throat is really decided to act up. Oh. My apologies. What else is there in the tabs? Oh, yes. Let's move on to something a bit funnier. This is LeWood, who is an interesting individual because he is a merchant. And he had a certain incident on the 23rd. I set this up as a joke and left to help set up the Phase Connect booth, and friggin' room service cleaned the room and neatly folded them. I'm gonna die. This man, merchant, yes, he is a merchant. I don't think that he was a particularly happy merchant after this particular incident. Pardon me, sorry. That one was free on the house, boys. No need to pay me. Also, I feel like noting, let me just open this in. Let's just zoom in a little bit. There's something weird here. Room service may have seen worse, yes. So, this one, the feet look a bit odd to me. If we look at, like, we don't quite get the Pippa one, and there's Uruka. Why are Mint's... Yeah, exactly. Why is it that Mint's feet are so bony compared to the others? They are, and they're slightly elongated too. It's a little bit off-putting, actually. Just a little bit off-putting. I actually find the Pippa design rather cute, I will admit. It's a very cute pillow. It's a little bit too... it's still a little bit explicit for my tastes, but I find it quite cute. Uruka just looks bored. Uruka just looks like, yeah, I'm just to lie back and think of the violin. Yeah, I know you'd focus on that, Azuhara. Cute and funny, I don't know. Mint has Shroud of Turin feet. Yeah, that's Uruka. She's an SCP, clearly, or a skinwalker. She is a ghost. They could have skipped Mint's feet altogether. That's actually not a bad point. They could have had, like, ghost feet just fading out. That'd be kind of funny. Ah! You know what they say about tubers with big feet? I do not know what they say about tubers with big feet, actually. Mint has feet that have had a hard life. Those are like man feet, to be honest. Maybe the artist used his own feet as a reference. Have you thought about that? They are actually surprisingly large, whereas if you look at them, they are distinctly much larger than Uruka's feet and Pippa's feet. Big shoes, skinny Holocaust survivor. Okay, that's going a little bit too far. Yeah, I actually find Pippa's pillow quite cute and adorable. If she wasn't so stinky, she'd be very attractive. Would you hug Mint Darky? I have no particular opinion about Mint's design. I actually think that Pomu's design is better than Mint's. And then you flip it over and see the evil. I have never flipped over Pippa Darky Makara. I know this side because I've seen it a couple of times. I have no idea what it looks like on the other side. She doesn't have a tail, so you don't care. I like bunny tail as well. Excuse me. A nice scut is very cute. A scut is cute too. They have big cocks. The design for Mint is a bit too forward for my taste. Yeah, it's a bit too explicit. I don't really like Dakimakara as a whole, but this is kind of funny. Kind of funny little thing. Oh dear, I'm dying. Help. Yes, and I thought this was a good thing to bring up because, yes. We've ragged on Evil Toaster quite a lot before. Anyone want to send me $20 to read this? Oh god, no more Evil Toaster voice acting. Somebody can pay me money to do it. So I'm just sucking a sweet again for a second because that actually did hurt my throat quite a bit for a minute. Frog jump scare. We all know you're going to read it anyway. You read that last stream. I did not. Non-threatening equals insta-ban. I clipped the segment Kirsha did about him about 9 days ago. Oh yeah. How much will it cost for you to not read it? Same amount, $20. Pay money to not do it. I praise him to make the idea of bathing at the same as your Oshi a thing. The mat. I think you kind of messed up that. I praise him to make the idea of bathing at the same time as your Oshi a thing. The man is truly a revolutionary, forward-thinking man. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if Kirsha asked me to VC while she was in the shower, put it that way. Oh, dear. What time are we on? We're at 2:49, so we've only got 10 minutes left before we hit the 3-hour mark. I'll probably end the stream with a 3-hour mark. Because my throat is most definitely starting to give out. That was a stupid thing to do with me. If I was Kirsha, you'd be catching the entire Vector mag if you came within 200 meters of me. Proctor, we really need to talk about how often you say things that you shouldn't. Excuse me, I say nothing that I shouldn't. Anyway. I'm a non-threatening feminist boy. Come talk to me on Discord. Talk to me on Discord about your problems as a woman. I sympathize. I'm taking woman studies. I took woman studies. I know what systematic means. Man, I'm so horny today. Sorry, I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I just came out and said it. Oh, that was inappropriate. What do you like to do when you're horny? One feminist to another. Just a normal feminist over here. What do you think of this unlabeled image of my cock? I sent it to you titled image.png. Are you surprised by its girth? I apologize. How rude of me. I'm so sorry. I really need to get better at this. I'm so sorry. I'm learning so much. All humans must go through growth, and I know that better than anyone. I mean, I'm in a woman's studies class right now, live blogging my woman's studies class. I'm clipping this and sending it to Chase. Skipper, harder. Basta finito. Next time, try garage candy. It should carry you for longer than shed candy does. Can you not ignore its girth? Oh, speaking of Italian, Panko is brown. Is that so? I really like Panko. I wish I could watch more. Well, I mean, I could, but I just have so little time nowadays. Finally, yes, Panko is brown. El Pancho. There was a tab with something. Where can I find it? Oh yes, what did Panko mean by this? I'll let this play while I relax my throat for a second. I think this is a nice way to slow down stream to the end. Oh, I do apologize. My throat is really bad.
Okay.
Well, that looks like a dog.
It's a nose, bro. It's a nose.
Nose.
It's a nose, dude.
Why does that look like a dog, man?
It's a nose.
The votes are anonymous, right?
Right.
Right?
Oh wait, it's not anonymous for me.
Oh my god.
We all love Super Duper. And Panko. She is Mussolini's top guy. Oh dear. I think I'm not going to watch that. That sounds like it would be bad. Likely Panko and Rie chose the correct answer. Italy would have done better in World War II if Panko was there to motivate their troops. Quite possibly. Of course your throat is bad. It's been expelling evil words all night. Well, gentlemen. Yes, I think with the fact that my throat is most definitely starting to act up very badly, we're only another 5 minutes from reaching 3 hours, which I always aim as the kind of time for my streams to go for. I think I'm going to end stream at this point because we have gone through a very nice amount of tabs. There are a few more things that I would like to cover. I will almost certainly be doing a follow-up stream on Wednesday where we can cover even more of my wonderful tabs, because I think if I do another binge stream of reading the thread, I should be able to catch up to things quite well. Panko talked about wanting to one day collab with Raora, but isn't Raora Sicilian? Panko may not know that. Oh dear. That's very disturbing. But I thank you all for coming to my stream. SMH, I can't believe I didn't make the stream subjects. I have no idea what I would be talking about with regards to you, person. Proctor end stream at the same time Ami goes to sleep. It would be funny if you played the game Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. It might actually. I've had tabs before. Good stream. Thank you very much. It's been a good time. Yes, I'm glad that you all enjoyed my ASMR and my... thanks for the stream, Avian Degenerate. I try my best, gentlemen. I try my best. Please recommend me to all your friends. Please recommend me to all your friends so we can hit 1,000 subs and I can actually inflict my personality on other people on YouTube by raiding them at the end of streams. That'd be cool. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, Murphy Graves, for being around. Enjoyed is a strong word. I really do appreciate all the support you people give me. It's very nice. And in the next few weeks, I hope to be able to talk a bit more about industry shenanigans, if I can possibly get people looking at things. But yeah, I will let you all get on with your days. Elders Justice is coming after that ASMR, Habibi. Hey, I like BB. All right, good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.